Okay, I believe we are live. So, hello and welcome to another episode of Horde of the Dragon Queen with the Meeple Palace. This is our 13th episode, hopefully lucky 13th.
Is it really 13?
Yeah, it's the 13th episode, lucky 13. It's great to have you. It's great to have you all here again, and thank you for joining us, our viewers, our listeners. My name is Many More Games, and I am the Dungeon Master for this game, which is taking place in the Forgotten Realm. Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. It's the first part in the Tyranny of Dragons sort of duo set, and wow, we've got some really intrepid adventurers in our group. So I'm just going to quickly go around and very quickly introduce you. Let's start off with Base of Operations. Will you introduce yourself to the character, please?
Hello, I'm Will from Base of Operations Painting Studio, and I'm a Twitch streamer, miniature painter, and I play Rogar, the Red Dragonborn Battle Master Fighter.
So, brilliant, thanks very much. And next, let's have, go on then, Miniax. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Hey everybody, it's me, your old buddy Nate from Miniax Miniatures. I am a sculptor and painter of miniatures. I enjoy doing that very much, and sometimes I stream it on Twitch, and sometimes I put stuff on YouTube, so you can check that stuff out if you want. All the news is on Instagram. I play Weird Hal, who is a human bard who grew up very in a very isolated environment and didn't really have a lot of chances to talk to people or make friends. So he's got kind of a weird personality, and he's pretty awesome. He's a pretty awesome dude.
Yeah, he is pretty awesome. Next up, we have. I'm sort of going in chronological order of people who joined the group. Sorry about this. Missy TTV. Introduce yourself to the character.
Hi everyone, I'm Missy TTV or Tonya. I'm a variety streamer. I do knitting, writing, miniature painting, video games, and other stuff probably. My character is Vistra. She is a dwarf rogue who's a bit scared of water, and yeah, she is now. She is an arcane trickster, and yeah, now there's a new rogue in town, and she sort of feels like she's in competition for the gold. So that's going to be fun.
Excellent, brilliant. Next up we have Pedrick. It is Pedrick, not Pefrick.
Sorry.
It's written correctly this time.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I play Pedrick. He's a human cleric, war priest. He spent most of his life in war college learning tactics and battles and healing, so his skills aren't so good in the social realm, but he's trying to learn.
Awesome, excellent. And finally, lastly, but definitely not least, our newest player joining us again for the second time. This is Point with his character Tack. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, hi, I'm Point. I'm so glad to be here again. I almost didn't make it. I'm Point 1985 on Twitch. I'm a variety caster when I stream, like once a month, I think. I'll be playing Tack. He's a Lightfoot halfling rogue. He's a bit different than normal halflings. He was raised by goblins. He has very pale skin, light blue eyes, from living underground basically. And let's find out what he's gonna do today.
Excellent. And finally, I said Many More Games. I'm also a bit of a streamer. I haven't done a lot lately because we're getting ready to move, and it's been very busy for us. But hopefully, when we get finished up with the move, we'll get back to streaming properly. But yeah, I'm a painter. I'm a GM, and I'm an avid Dungeons and Dragons fan. Just before we begin, last thing to say is we've just finished up a 24-hour stream last week for it was a charity event, extralife.org, and that went, I think, really well. Can you just tell us, Nate, how did that go? Do you know what the total was in the end?
So
you managed to raise?
This is the second 24-hour stream I've done this year. And the one that we did here raised 50% more than the one back in January. So far, we've raised $250 this year towards our annual goal, which I'd like to try and meet that goal. I'm thinking about doing another long stream around Halloween time, maybe make up a little headway. But anybody who's out there watching, it's never the wrong time to donate or get involved with extra-life.org.
Excellent. All right.
For the kids.
So, yeah, for the kids, guys. I'm going to say no more. We're going to jump into the game. So, let me just give a quick recap of what happened in the last session. In the last session, we had our intrepid explorers who just finished a nice long rest, deciding to go off and try and explore different parts of the cavern. They moved into the they moved to check out an area which ended up being almost abandoned but full of the carcasses of dead animals. In doing so, Vistra and Pedrick ventured in to check it out, and unfortunately, Vistra got poisoned by some hidden barbs that were attached to the furs within within the curtain itself. And so she actually suffered a bit of poison damage, and her HP has been lowered until she is able to have another long rest. I think it was 5 points that has been lowered. After that, our explorers decided they were going to sort of go and have a look at an area that they had not previously explored together. This had only been viewed by Vistra and Vistra and Tak. And they went carefully. They snuck there. Everything was going fine. Weird Hal did stab his foot on a poison trap, but luckily his constitution fought off the poison, and he was fine. Just took a little bit of damage. While exploring, Vistra threw a torch into a dark and gloomy, sort of magically ensorcelled area. Which is sort of shrouded to presumably keep some of the monsters involved calm, and actually ended up alerting the monsters and alerting the local barracks, sort of full of kobolds, which ran up to sort of fight and try and free these monsters. The group has pretty much handled the monsters, the kobolds guards really, really well. Unfortunately, the monsters made an unprecedented strength check and managed to rip the bars off the wall that were preventing them from moving up into combat. And that's where we end. We continue our session today. We are currently in combat. Our group is in combat with three of these guard drakes. So that's where we begin, and we begin with our first round of combat. So, Vistra, it is your turn.
All right. Well, Vistra is going to can she use her sneak attack?
You can't use a sneak attack because there's nobody next to it to give you to allow you to do that. Someone has to be within 5 feet to do that. You can disengage or use a cunning action.
Do I want to disengage? I could actually. That would be an action, but my bonus action would be my dad. No, I'm going to say
it would be a bonus action. You're a rogue, so that would be a bonus action. You can disengage as a bonus action, and then you move half your, and then you can move half your movement. Yeah.
All right. So that would be fine then, actually. So yeah, I will do that as a bonus action. I'll disengage and I'll plop myself there, next to this Drake, so I can get flanking bonus with Rogar.
And that will give you your sneak attack because you have advantage.
And my sneak attack, yeah. So I will first off use my short sword for my first action. It's a 15 hit.
Let me just check. I believe it does. Yes.
One short sword. 16.
Yeah, you jump forward. You jump forward with your with your short sword in almost like a scissor movement. You sort of spin your hand in front of it to maybe try and distract this almost dragon-like creature. It turns. It sort of follows your hand, and as you do so, you plunge the sword right up into the jaw, right up into the underjaw of this creature. It goes straight up through the skull, piercing the brain of this creature and just killing it outright. First move. First kill.
Nice.
Yes, that's how you do it. And now my rolls will fail miserably.
I'm just going to point out to our viewers here. Some damage has already been done to these creatures, so they're not dying for no reason, eventually
Yeah.
taking some damage already. Viscera, you've done your bonus action, you've done your move, and because you're in close combat, you can't move anymore. You can't do your second offhand weapon attack because
That's fine. So my turn ends.
Yep. Okay, Rogar, it is your turn next.
Yep, and Rogar's taken a beating by the two drakes already. He's going to spit some blood on the floor, and then take a swing at this one in front of him.
Okay. That's a hit.
For 11 bludgeoning
Yeah.
damage.
Yeah, that kills it. So, yes.
And
How does this look?
yeah, it's just kind of so he's right-handed, so he's gonna bring the warhammer across the front of him, and he's just gonna smack the side of the skull of the drake against the wall in front of him, and just crush the head against the wall of the cavern.
Yeah, the body is the head is completely crushed. It just shatters and blood and brain just sprays out in an arc, and the basically it's pounded into the wall. The head is mashed onto the side of the cavern wall, and the body just slumps headless down to the ground.
And then I'm going to use my movement. And as I move it, I say, Pedrick, tag team, and come over here to stand here.
Okay. All right, so that is okay. Pedrick, you're up.
All right, Pedrick is going to move forward to this other drake and attack.
Okay. Remember
There we
to
go.
Yep.
A standard attack. I'm not going to cast it this time. So he's going to take his warhead base.
If I remember correctly, didn't you use your divine ability? I think that lasts for 1 minute, doesn't it? So you're still in this combat, so you might still have it. Can you check that for me?
Yes, I can check that.
Because if I remember correctly, you used one of your sort of like guided strikes, didn't you?
Yeah, the guided strike is based on my wisdom modifier. I can do that at will as many times as my wisdom modifier.
Ah, okay. So it's not like a continuous effect. It's just like a one-off.
Correct. And then if I want to use it again, I'll simply say, hey, we're gonna do that again.
Okay. Yeah, just a note to everybody. Make sure to keep a note of how many of your like ability dice you've used, like you as well, your battle master dice. You have advantage, Pedrick, because you are fighting someone who's flanked, so you can roll again.
Okay.
Come on, critical.
Do you want me to click the advantage or just
No,
roll
just
again?
you've already rolled it once.
Just roll again. Just roll once more. That is a hit.
Yes.
Yep, that just hits. You almost miss, but then you just catch it with the blow.
So, because
All right.
Aaron, because you look at no Aaron,
So, yep.
probably doesn't even know who Aaron is. He doesn't know.
You bonk this guy on the head, and basically you sort of scrape past him, donk on the head, and it just looks at you. It looks really pissed, but it also looks really wounded. You can see it's kind of like staggering a bit. It's just it looks like it's sort of losing its balance a bit. Its legs are a bit weak, but it is still alive.
I will use my bonus action and attack again.
Okay, so you're using your War Priest ability.
Correct.
Okay. That's it. That's a hit. Roll again just to see if you get a natural 20.
Which is why she's going to, take care of the weekend. We're both.
No, but it hit better.
Either way, unnatural 21. Unnatural 21 definitely a hit.
You know, are you excited about
So smack it again. So yeah,
That's better.
7 damage. Yeah. Okay. This thing is almost. It looks like it's on its absolute last legs. It's barely able to lift up its head. It's barely able to lift up its head, but it's sort of in desperation. You're the one now. You're the one. You've basically been wailing with this thing, going, "Horde!" and just smashing him over and over again. He's going to try and strike you. So and also Pedro, can you tell me how many more of those extra attacks you have now? Because I don't know how many. You get charges for that, don't you?
Right, I should have one more left until they rest.
Okay. Do they come back after a short rest or a long rest?
I believe it's a long rest, but I will double check while you do your attack.
Okay. All right. So just I can't remember after last week, so it's just good to remember that. All right. So our Drake is going to go next.
Long rest.
Long rest. Okay. Our Drake is going to go next, and he is going to try and attack you, Pedrick. So he is going to. That's 24. Is that? All right. So that is
Absolutely.
10 piercing damage. That's insane. Okay, 10 piercing damage. I'm afraid. With its bite attack, and then with its tail. 22. And that is 6 bludgeoning damage, so 16 damage in total.
How are you feeling now,
That's not a
Pedro?
problem. That was the first hit I've taken in any of the combat. So
He's good.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. Good. Okay. So next person to go, Weird Hal.
Oh, golly. Okay, so Weird Hal wants to. Is this guard Drake? This young guard, the adolescent guard Drake. Is this the last one standing?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there are no more left. It's basically on its own.
Just this guy here.
Weird
Yeah,
Hal.
and it's really swaying. It lashed out
Okay,
into like these desperate attacks, but you can see it's really damaged.
It's up to you to save us.
Tag would say, I got this.
No, I do got this. I got it. Ready?
You
Weird
can
Hal
heal.
is like, you are so stupid.
It can't understand you, but okay.
Hold on. I still get to use it though.
Yeah, you do get
Yeah,
to.
you do.
It can sense the tone in your voice.
There we go. You are so stupid. And then I go, where is it? There it is. Land.
Okay, so it has to take a wisdom saving throw. And that is. It sort of like shakes its head back and forth and it's hissing, and you can see it's almost like the eyes are boiling in its sockets, and then it just like steam hisses out and it falls to the ground.
Oh my god. That's what kills it.
Because it's so stupid.
Those are the best kills.
Yeah.
So
Who
stupid.
says sticks to stones, eh? All right, guys, that's it. You are out of initiative order. You have defeated all the enemies, and that is done. Good job.
Oh, goodness. Oh my god.
Just quickly,
So,
just quickly get this out of initiative, and that is removing turns. Yep. Okay. That's it. We're out of initiative. So you're standing now in this almost like it's sort of like this training center. It's got like a whole load of like animal training gear on the walls. You remember when you were looking around that it had sort of like a number of like human-sized dummies made out of sailcloth and stuffed with straw with very stupid pictures on their faces. The whole area is still very dark. It's I mean, some of you have lanterns, some of you are using your dark vision. You from what you can see, sort of the bodies of a number of kobolds on the floor, some winged kobolds, and these drakes just littering the floor around it.
All right. Vistra would like to quickly go and collect her arrows, so she can get back up to 20 arrows.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't roll any natural ones, so I'll say you get those, no problem. You can spend a
Yep.
couple of minutes collecting them.
Yep.
Cedric is going to say,
Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Right back. I think the cat is locked outside. Give me a second.
I'm gonna. Rogar's gonna look over to Pedrick and just say, any chance you can? Have you got any of that magic stuff to help heal some wounds up?
Okay.
I'm
not
feeling
long outside.
Pedrick's going to
pretty
motion
rough.
to the entire group and say, "Come closer, my friends. Come closer."
Alright, so
Rogar's
I'm
gonna come
to
closer.
Pedrick.
And Pedrick is going to grab a hold of his holy symbol, kneel, and pray and cast prayer of healing. Prayer of healing.
Okay, prayer of healing.
I'll come closer. I'm full health, but
Okay, so prayer of healing. Are you casting as a ritual?
It's not really a ritual. I'm just RPing it that way.
Well, I believe prayer of healing does
You
have
can,
the ability
right?
to cast it as a ritual. It's
Yeah,
a
you
it's
can, yeah.
a spell.
Okay.
It's a
10
spell. You can
minutes.
spend 10 minutes casting a ritual, and then you can cast it without actually having to spend a spell slot.
That'll be handy.
I'm going to actually do it as a ritual then.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of that. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got. So can you pop that up? Because you've got. Can you throw it up
Oh, you
so
can
that
put
our
silence
listeners
up.
can see it?
Put
Show me
some.
the money. Show me the money.
What does it look like when you're praying, Pedrick?
Oh, sorry, the cat's
Kneeling on one leg, kneeling on one knee, with his head bowed, with his holy symbol held to his forehead.
Okay, cool. Can you just throw up the information like you did with silence a moment ago, just so I can see it as
I
well?
must have clicked it wrong. It should have popped right up. Hold on. Try that
No
again.
problem.
Why does it not show when it should have shown when I clicked it. Try again.
I see it.
That's
I mean, I can
silence.
That's silence. I can't. I just want to
Where's the
see.
silence? It says 9.
It's gonna it should have, and I don't know why it's not bringing it up.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it does, so it should say next to it, prayer of healing, and it's a ritual. Yeah. It's okay. I will just go with what we've got for the moment. I know you can cast it as a ritual. So that's 9 healing points to everybody within a 20-foot radius sphere focused on yourself. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Sorry about the re-roll. I was trying to get that to pop up for you.
That's okay. We're still taking the 9 though, unless. So,
Well, I
so
don't change, unfortunately.
you could do it again.
According to, I've got prayer of healing up in the place handbook. It doesn't have the ritual keyword next to it.
Yeah, let's go lay down.
It does take
It
10 minutes to
doesn't have-
cast, but it doesn't have the ritual keyword.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't have the ritual keyword. All right. So it does take up
Oh,
spell
yeah.
slot.
I thought that
Yeah,
was a skill for the cleric though, that made it.
Maybe.
That could
but
be.
I-
If that's the
I
case,
think
I
that's
don't
why
know.
it's so shitty as a combat spell. It's always 10 minutes to cast. Always.
Right, it takes 10 minutes to
Yeah.
cast it. It's not a problem. I have the spell slots. I still have 3 spell slots at that level, so we won't even worry about it. We'll just knock her down to 2 and call it done.
Okay. Well,
So, GM?
if it doesn't have the ritual key, if it doesn't have the ritual word, tell you what, type prayer of healing into Google and it comes up with a lot of stuff. But I believe it. If you want to do it as a ritual, let's see. It says it might as well be a ritual, but it's not a ritual. Okay,
You
so it's
can't
not a
do it as
ritual.
Oh,
No. All right. So, but
DM,
yes.
because I was part of this blessed group hug, does that mean that my poison goes and I go back up to my actual max hit form?
No, you know the poison's still coursing through your body. It's basically affecting your stamina. The healing can sort of like bring you back up to sort of like your max peak performance with that poison. If someone has cure poison, they can get rid of it, but they have to do like an antidote spell on you to actually remove it, to remove the effect. You can get rid of it after a long rest though. After a long rest, you'll go back up.
All right. Okay, cool.
Okay, so it isn't a ritual, I'm afraid. So it still takes up a spell slot, but it basically allows you to affect multiple characters at once, which is good.
Right, and it's done. Spell slots taken off.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody remember your 9 points.
All right. So while he's doing this, guys, what are you doing? 10 minutes passing. You're standing there. So Pedrick is doing his prayer. How are you going to spend that 10 minutes?
Rogar's going to
Besides
just keep an eye out to make sure nothing else is going to come after us.
Okay.
Keep an ear out to see if there's anybody coming after the commotion we just made.
Okay. All right. Can you do a? No, I don't. It's okay. I don't think that's definitely.
That
Not,
would
it's not.
would
That's
definitely.
not needed. I think of something from last, but that's already sorted. So stuff. All right. So basically, you keep an eye out while he's doing his ritual. Maybe Tak has got his bow, like pointing into the darkness. Risk just got his swords ready to go. You're also surrounding Pedrick as he's chanting. You feel like there's this wave of almost adrenaline. It's almost like an adrenaline rush. I mean, this is the war. This is like a god of war, and so it kind of feels like you're getting like ready to fight or flight. You kind of feel your heart pumping faster, but as it does so, like this, the wounds on your body start to steam and just start to close.
Feels like a second wind.
Yeah, just a bit, yeah, exactly. That's kind of how it feels to you, Rogue. Kind of like a second wind, but like given to you by the god of war.
Oh.
I'd like to investigate. These were the mushrooms, right?
Yeah, you mean the
I'd like
mushrooms?
to, I'm like over here. This shit.
Okay, you can do a little.
Can I go around and investigate for like traps or booby traps or anything?
Well, tell me where you're going. Can you point it out on the map?
Yeah, I'd like start right here. Can you see that?
No.
I saw
I can. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
really lagging.
Okay, so you can see. So I'm not even going to make you do an investigation for this because you can see that a part of the ground has been sort of torn away, it's sort of it's a short little pit, and in that pit there's a number of sort of wooden stakes that are pointing upwards, with spike upwards, and sort of like there's almost like a greasy substance that looks like it's smeared all over those spikes. You remember this would be the trap that Weird Hal fell into, stepped into in the last thing, but he's he's
well, not the only one.
yeah, but I don't believe you were here actually, as I was running TAC, I believe, at that time.
Yeah.
So
I didn't remember.
That's okay.
Could I take one or two of my arrows and put the poison on my arrows to use it later?
Ooh. Roll a nature check. I want to see if you actually can do the transplant for me. You can identify how long it will last or what it is.
But D20. Oh.
It's shiny. It's a bit shiny and a bit gloopy. It's a bit shiny and a bit gloopy. You sort of like you sort of smear it a little bit onto one of your arrows. As you lift it up away from it, you can see it's drying really, really quickly.
Yeah, it's not all right. Okay.
I mean, you don't know if it would still be effective or not, but I mean, you
with the
work
4
with
I
the
wouldn't know.
trials.
Yeah. Nah, with a 4 I wouldn't know. Just goop.
Good try though. Good try. I like that. That's good. That's good thinking. Okay. I mean, you don't know if it'll be effective or not.
Hi, Kitty.
Okay. What else? Okay. So the prayer. So Pedrick does his prayer. Everybody is feeling energized, and their hearts are pumping fast. And you can kind of see some people going like sort of like really sort of keyed up. Let's go. So I mean, so what are you going to do now? If you're going to keep moving, I need to know the sort of the travel order you're going in, sort of how you're moving. Tell me these things.
This just sort of says to everyone, "That was fun. Let's go and find some more trouble to get ourselves into. Shall we?
Yeah, Weird Hal.
Press on?"
Like,
Let's perhaps not start any more fights if we can avoid it.
no, wait,
We
what?
should be a bit more stealthy, guys.
I thought you liked fighting.
There's a difference between liking it and being good at it.
Okay. So
Practice makes perfect.
Just one thing I noticed as I was
if you
reading
don't
through
like
that,
fighting, you're going to be disappointed in this campaign, Roka.
the prayer filling spell says it's the 2/8 plus spell modifier, and I didn't see anything get added to the 9 that I rolled.
Okay. Can you add your wisdom to it? You add your spell more.
Wisdom would be
Uh,
4.
No, if you look at it, it says you rolled a 4 and a 1, and then you added 4 to that, so it's a 9.
Oh,
I don't
right,
see any of that for some reason. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
To wander around with your camera.
All right. So, what's the plan, guys? What's going to happen? Who's moving where? What are we moving on? Are we going back? What's happening?
Should we try and stealth our way through the tunnels?
Sounds like a plan.
Weird Hal
Yeah,
is really
stealthy.
feeling like he's having a lot of bad luck. So he's gonna follow the lead.
Okay. So what's the movement order then? Give me a movement order.
It might be worth having one rogue at the front and one rogue at the back because of the dark vision, seeing what's in front and what's behind. So Vistra offers, she says, guys, I don't mind taking the rear if you want to take the front. Just leave
I
some
would
treasure
prefer
for me if you see
Be
any.
upfront.
And
I
Rogar,
can't promise anything. I'm sorry.
Rogar will take second. If we're conga lining it, Rogar will be second in line.
So Vistra will go there.
Pedrick will step right behind Rogar and he'll
Yeah.
say, if you spot anything, back up, and myself and Rogar will move forward to provide shielding for the group.
Weird Hal is staying close to these two.
I need to know which way are we going.
We're going this way,
We're going
Pedrick.
this way.
Oh,
Tack, sorry.
Okay.
We're heading
yeah, I'll be
in
up front then.
this direction. There we are. And Weird Hell, where are you
Alright.
going? Are you going behind Pedrick?
I'm just staying close to Rogar and Pedrick.
Oh, right, you're going to sandwich between us.
I'm
Since I have dark vision, I would offer to go like a little ahead and stealth to see what's there.
Just make sure
Like
you stay
30 feet
within
up.
30 feet or so.
Yeah.
All right. So as you sort of you're moving towards so you're moving in this so you're moving towards the west.
Yep.
And as you sort of move further towards the west, you notice that the area starts to get narrow again. The cavern starts to get narrower and narrower. And as you sort of reach this point here, can everybody see that?
We saw the ping, but we can't
Alright.
see the map, so we need to move up a bit.
Yeah, so you need to move up to that point. If you can move up to that point there, yeah. So as you get to that point, you notice that there is it seems to be quite a crudely sort of chipped out staircase that is leading down. You probably would probably think that this is where those kobolds came from that ran up after the guard drakes sort of initiated the alarm.
Weird Hal's like, don't step on the stairs.
Rogar's gonna I'll tell the group I'll illuminate the staircase, and I'll just step to the top of the stairs, and then whisper to our new rogue friend if he wouldn't mind checking for traps along the staircase, if you would be so kind.
Okay, so you step to the top of the stairs, and you're going to ask him to check for traps. Okay. As you step to the top of the stairs, the very sort of top step, you notice that there is a very sort of large you hear this rumbling sound. And you hear this large rumbling sound, and Tack, I need you to take a dexterity saving throw, please.
Hey,
Oh
Yes.
no.
what happened?
I click on.
Is that
This
the top left?
Oh shit! No, this one.
Yeah. All right. So Tack.
This is not a save. I'm sorry.
No,
That's okay.
sorry.
That's all right. You can. I'll take that. That's fine. Dexterity
Alright,
saving.
yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Could be
'Cause,
plus
I mean,
2
you-
even.
Okay, so
More
that's
added.
okay. Okay, so you basically as you see Rogar walking in front of him, he takes a step onto the very top of the staircase, and his foot sort of goes in to a slight indent at the top of that staircase. You hear this loud rumbling and booming sound, and then you look up just in time to see part of the ceiling start to give way and drop down towards you. You jump out of the way. You manage to leap out of the way, but you still get battered by some of the rocks as they come down. So I'm going to need you to take 4d4 bludgeoning damage, and we half that. So you're going to take 7 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, damn.
Rogar,
I don't have uncanny dodge, right?
Not yet. No, that is,
not
I
yet.
believe,
Damn.
at level 5.
Yeah.
That's your evasion ability. Rogar, I need you to take a check as well, please.
Deck save.
Dex save, please. Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, so you take basically half of what he would have taken. So you take 7 damage as well. If you succeeded, you would have taken 3 damage because it would have been halved again.
Alright.
So you take 7 bludgeoning damage. So some of these rocks come flying down. Tak goes, dive, get out of the way! And just jumps out of the way sort of by a few rocks. You get clobbered by the larger rocks. They come down, but you seem to be just catching like the side of them rather than like the majority of them coming down. You get hit by a few large ones, sort of going down. They smack you. They don't seem to do a huge amount of damage, but you can throw off and you're stinging a bit, but you're still up and you're still okay. But you know, you walked up and you checked, but you asked him to check for tracks before you stepped on
Yeah.
one. So.
And
feel like
I'm gonna call back. I'm gonna
I
call
tried
back
on-
to Hal, and I'm gonna say, even the top of the stairs are trapped.
I whisper,
I
whisper,
was
whisper,
muted, but I
whisper,
tried to pull you
not
back.
us this time.
You also hear who's got the highest. So attack. What's your passive perception? What's your passive
Oh,
wisdom?
it's really low. That's like, I think it's 9 or something.
Mine's
Yeah.
higher.
Hendrick is the highest perception.
What
there's
about
one with
you,
13, I think.
Rogar? What's your passive perception?
My passive is 10. I'm just having a
Okay.
look and see what my feet will give me, but yeah, it just means I can't be surprised.
Okay, so you would I think you would just about hear this over the sound of the rocks falling. You hear some even more alarmed little voices, and basically you start to hear even more feet running in your direction.
And as soon as I hear that, then I'm going to call back to the group, and I'm just going to say, prepare for kobolds, and I am going to ready a melee attack.
Okay, so can everybody please go into initiative, please?
Vistra would like to shout at him, so much for stealthy!
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's not my fault. Rogar stepped on steps. Okay, so I need to just bring these guys onto the left. Everybody, can you roll initiative, please? Everybody's done. Oh, everybody's already done it.
No,
You guys are amazing. I'm just sorry. I need to just very quickly bring these guys up onto that myself, and I need to open up their character sheets. So I've got kobolds. Open up.
I don't like the fact that you use plural, DM.
What?
No, you
It's
always
just the
run.
name of the character sheet.
Kobolds. Can we just
Yeah.
have one kobold for a change?
They
That'd be
always
nice.
attack in
Why would
packs.
you want one kobold?
we need XP.
To adopt him.
Oh yeah, we still
We've
need
already,
one.
wait, that's not fair. We had a lone kobold just last night during our long rest.
None of you
Ah,
knew.
but
Oh,
we
I
didn't
only,
see that.
I only told you about
None
him. None of you actually knew it.
Okay, so let me just quickly do this. Take me 1 minute. I need to just roll
We-
it up.
guys. We need a rope and make a lasso, and we need to catch one. Just drag it with us. It'll like us eventually.
No.
I mean, I tried to adopt it the proper way, and he wouldn't let me. So yeah, we could take one by force
No,
if we
yeah.
need to.
Just
You're
call
gonna
them
take
Gollum.
one. You're gonna take one captive. You can try and take one captive if you want. Boys,
I
if you want to
think
use your
a fishing
actions.
hook. I think a fishing hook with a gold piece attached to it would help better.
That would, yeah.
Put it in front of a cart.
It doesn't even. To be fair,
Yeah.
it doesn't even need to be gold. It can just be a shiny
No.
piece of metal.
Yep.
Yeah, like that spearhead you have.
And yeah, I mean, I need to do some work with it, but yeah.
I'm nearly done. Nearly done. I looked up everywhere this week to try and find a way to multiple, and that you have to make a macro for it, and I just didn't have time. So I apologize to all our viewers. about that. So let's get the table up, the turn order ready, and that is. Oh, sorry, I just moved someone off the turn order. Let me just, if I change the order anyway, then go back. All right, so Vistra is first in the turn order.
Okay, so Vistra is going to probably move. She's got 25. That will get her to the. I think I want her to. Yeah, she'll go just there, slightly behind Tack. So she'll pop herself there, and she still can't see. Damn. So I moved. I am going to prepare my short bow.
Okay, so what? But how are you going to prepare?
Yeah,
You're gonna
what's
tell
your
me exactly
trigger?
What you're going to do?
Okay, so any kobold I see, I'm going to shoot, or any enemy I see, I'm going to shoot. Anyone that's not part of our group.
All right, so if it comes into, if an enemy comes into your field of view, you're going to shoot it.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. So that's Vistra's turn. Rogar.
Yep, Rogar is going to prepare a melee attack for any enemy with nefarious intent that gets within melee range.
Okay, I like that. Very specific, nefarious intent. I like that. Pedrick, how about you? What are you going to do?
Pedrick is going to hold his hand out toward Rogar, and a shimmering field will appear in front of him as he casts Shield of Faith.
Oh, what does
Shield
that
of
do?
Faith.
What does that do?
Plus 2 your armor class.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got a battering ram now. At the
Good
top
luck,
of the
DM.
All right. Is that all you're doing, Pedrick? Are you moving or?
I'm not moving because it takes a little bit of concentration.
Okay. And Tack, what are you going to do?
Tech knows Roger took a beating, so he's thinking to himself, I have to be the fighter today, so he's gonna move up
Okay.
until he sees something.
Okay.
Good.
And okay, so you're moving up, and did you see something? All right. So that is how far have you moved?
15,
15. Okay.
20,
Okay. Can you see anything?
here. This is 25. Still nothing. Damn. Nope. So I'll take the dodge action.
All right. So if something comes and attacks you, you're going to dodge.
Yeah.
All right. No problem. Next person then is going to be this guy here, and he is going to go. He's that, so he's going to go here. We're going to move up. He doesn't have any shooty weapons, so he's probably going to go and run at you to engage you, and that's all he can do.
Yeah.
All right. Next person is Weird How.
Okay.
So this kobold comes running out. Sorry, he's a wind kobold. So it's sort of like deeper. In Draconic Rogar, you can hear, "Get him, lads! We've got him outnumbered." You know. So Weird How, you're up.
Okay, GM, out of these two squares, can you see that?
Yeah, I know which ones you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, where would I have to stand so that I could be like with my back against the wall, but be able to peek around so I have 3/4 cover?
I would say you could be here. For
Yep,
that.
okay, that's where I'm going. I'm
All
just
right.
going to peek around, and if I see any combatants that aren't in my party make any kind of an attack, cutting words.
Okay. If you see them make an attack against who?
Any attack.
Any kind of attack.
Yeah.
Okay. Against yourself, against attack.
If I see an enemy make an attack, or even a skill check, I'm
against
using
someone in your
cutting words.
party.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to be as specific as possible, so there's no possibility of any mistake on my part. All right.
Enemies.
So that's Weird Hal, and then we've got this guy here. He's going to go, and he's going to probably just run as well. He's excited. He sees a lone hobbit by himself. Yeah, that's what he would do. So he's going to run up. He's gonna dash up here, and he'll be sort of there. And that's all he can do because he's made a nice long run. Next one is this guy here, and he is going to go. He's probably going to go there, and then he will use his sling to attack. Okay, so that's attack. You've got you can do the dodge action, I believe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he's
they
going
all
to
have
do
disadvantage.
So he has disadvantage to hit you.
Yeah.
Is it the first attack or all attacks against you?
Everyone until the start of my next turn.
All right. So he's got a disadvantage.
Just looked it up.
So yeah, he rolls a 7.
Ooh.
That's not going to hit. So this little you hear this really eager like, and you see this little. Oh, actually no. He actually has. It should be a straight save because he has pack tactics. And if there's nobody with
normal
fire
rolls, yeah.
here. So I'll have to roll that again because I don't want to take the one that's like on the left just in case because I didn't think about that. So I'll put it here, and we're just going to do it. It's just a straight roll, and that's his 19. Okay, so that's a hit, and that will be 1d4 plus 2 damage, so 4 bludgeoning damage. So this stone basically comes flying from behind one of the kobolds and knocks you on the head. Just sort of standing, you're about to dodge, but then it seems like you're about to dodge, and then the kobold moves you back into position. You know, it's just like nope, you go there. And you get hit by that. Now, Weird Hal, did you see that attack happen?
I don't believe that the way the corners
No.
are arranged and where they're standing that I could see the one to the left. I know that I can see this guy very clearly.
Yeah, but
This
you need
guy
to be able to target the one who actually did the attack.
This
So
guy is blocked by the corner. Though.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it. You wouldn't have seen it happen.
you got to see the one that actually did the attack. So
Yeah.
You did see the rock, like hitting.
Yeah, you saw the rock.
he smacks you on the head with a rock. That's his turn. The other kobold. Actually, it's all kobolds. Yes.
I'm guessing I can't see either, but can I see this guy? I don't think I can. Can I?
No, because you're crossing through the corner as you do that.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, sorry. He's basically going to just, I think he's probably going to run up as well. And he's going to, he's going to run up. I'm going to put him here, but he's flying, and he's going to share the space with you. So he's above you.
Was it above me? All right, yeah.
Yeah, so he's flying above you, which I do believe means that Vistra would be able to shoot him. It just makes sense. You can see those two sort of correlate. I'm going to do what makes sense. You can see him sort of like correlating in them, and he needs to try and attack you. He can't get to you any other way, so he flies up into the air. I mean, Rogar, you would know this. Winged kobolds are kobolds of any kind are sort of like proud of the draconic heritage. So like wings on a kobold makes them sort of proud to use them. So they want to do that.
So I get a shot?
So Vistra would get a shot, yes, and I believe he won't. Oh, sorry, Hal won't get. He's not actually doing an attack. He's just coming into view.
Right. I'm guessing I don't get sneak attack or advantage.
You didn't set it up as a sneak attack. It's not your turn. You just said you were going to him.
Yeah.
So
here we go.
It's a held action, right? It should be sneak attack, I think.
It's
I'm
not a
within
sneak attack.
5 feet.
No. It's not. It's something you have to do like as part of your turn. She didn't set it up. I'm going to do a sneak attack or something.
No,
I need to be really clear. That is a. Let me just check that. I believe that's a hit. That is a hit.
Wicked. 9 piercing.
It flies. This thing flies over attack, and he's like got a big rock, and you can see he's about to drop it, and then suddenly this arrow just comes out of nowhere, and just flies right through his throat, and he just like stays there for a little bit, and then sort of flutters down to the ground. The rock drops, and he is dead.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and the last one is also going to come down probably next to his pack mate. So he's going to come down here. Can he go all the way? Yes, he can. So he's going to come down to here. That's as far as he can go without dashing, and he's going to try and sling you as well. Attack. Okay, so
Yep.
So again, it's just a plain shot. This is pack tactics.
Just roll low for once.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
21.
Oh,
Yeah,
This GM doesn't roll low. I'm sorry,
No.
it's just happened.
You're like
change your
Hamilton, man.
dice color.
Who did that?
You take another 3.
Damn it.
So
Alright, yeah, I can handle that.
Tack just sees this thing can't get shot out of the air. He turns back, gives Vistra a thumbs up. Hey! And then this rock just comes out of nowhere and clonk, and you hear like this little kobold laugh. In the background as this rock just comes out and smacks you on the back of the head again.
Did you see that weird Hal?
Did that?
Weird Hal, let me just see what Weird Hal can see.
I don't
I can
think
see
he
what you can see.
don't think he can see it.
No. You can't see. You
Oh.
can't even see the guy who did the shot. So no. I'm
That's
afraid
where I
not.
can see right there and right there.
I know, but the guy is not in your field of
It's
view.
not them. No.
Well, that's why I can't tell what's going on then.
Yeah. Yep.
You see these rocks fly out and this giggling kobold laughter. Bonk. And then, of course, it hits you tack in exactly the same spot.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like
I was gonna say, like the bump added another bump.
yeah, it's like you got like a little bump.
Little mountain growing.
Vistra, it's your turn.
Anime.
Yes, Vistra wants to just get a wee bit closer. She doesn't want to get too close, so. But yeah, she may go. Yeah, just about 10 away from. So she's going to plop herself. I'm missing the step in case she causes another avalanche of rocks. She's going to
Okay.
place herself there. And she
You walk
is
around
going...
Rogar, you pat him and go, I'm missing this one. You just walk past him.
And then Vistra is again going to use short bow and sneak attack.
Yep, that's fine. You have someone within 5 feet of him, so
I'm
Tell me who you
guessing, let me
targeted.
just see what she can see. I just want to see. It's probably better if I attack one that's me attack actually. So yeah, I'll
Yeah,
go
it-
for.
the other one I have to say you can
I
get
will.
cover.
I will go for this one.
Yep.
That one there. And yeah, so here comes my short bow. Come on, baby. Make me proud. Ooh.
Let's see. It might. No, I'm afraid it
So cute,
just misses
arrow.
him. It gets basically the shot comes out. It just the kobold manages to get his wing up in the way and just batters the arrow out of the air just at the
can I
last
do-
minute.
Can I throw my dagger at that winged kobold?
Not as a bonus action, I'm afraid. You'd have to do that as a you'd have to get in close combat with him to do your offhand attack.
Okay.
Because it's part of your attack action. Do that.
No, that's fine. All right. So Vistra, I believe I moved 20 feet. I
Got another
will.
5 feet to
where
move
was
if
I?
you want.
Yeah, I've got on 5 feet, so I
You can
will
dash
actually.
as well. You still have your cunning action, so you can,
Bonus action, yeah.
So that gives me another 20 feet.
And 25, yeah.
another 25 feet. You can't run through the where the kobold area, but you
I will. Oh, no, I don't understand. I can't stand. I'm trying to think of where I could give flanking to attack. I could go on the other side, but then have the kobolds on my. Oh, sod it. I will. I'll jump.
Yeah, I'd say stay back.
Yeah, I'm just going to move myself just 5 feet close.
okay.
No, 10 feet. I'm going to be. Can I be here? Would that be okay? By the wall?
Yeah, I'd say you're pressed up against the wall.
Pressed up. Perfect. Alright, that'll be my turn then.
Okay, Rogar, it's your turn.
Yeah. Right. my held action was useless, so I'm just gonna
Storm
run
down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run down the stairs.
Stand there waiting.
Stand there.
All the boulders have already dropped, so you hear it click again. Nothing happens.
And so I'm just gonna roar and smack that guy there.
Okay. You hit, you're probably dead. So let's see.
Does a 21 hit?
Oh, I don't know. Yes.
Is 42 the answer to the life of the universe and everything we know?
Okay. You're gonna mash this kobold. You basically storm down the stairs. This kobold comes at you, and you just go clomp and just smack it, and it just goes
Dead.
Flying, neck broken, sort of backwards, and lands dead, unmoving on the floor.
And I'm just gonna, at the end of my turn, I'm just gonna say in Draconic, I am sick and tired of killing you kobolds.
Okay. You said that in Draconic.
Oh.
Yeah, in Draconic, yeah. So I know they fully understand what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Well, they can't react until their turn anyway, but
Pedrick is just going to move forward his 30 feet, which should put him right here.
okay, click, nothing happens. You're at the top of the stairs.
And I don't have any ranged weapons ready, so that's going to be the end of my turn.
You could dash and get down there if you want to.
Well, in that case, I will dash. What's that, another 20 feet?
The dash is an extension of your movement action, so basically you can move twice as far. You basically just move double your distance. So
I can get, here.
you can get another 30 feet on it.
So,
Yep, you could get there. Then you would be engaged, but you can get in there, yeah.
then we will move here, hopefully. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's good for tack because it will give him advantage. Sorry, not advantage. It will give him running action.
Off attack.
All right, so you basically move down. You move double. That's you can't do anything else because it's only a bonus action. You have left. Do you have a bonus action you can do? Oh no, the bonus action is your dash. Sorry, action is your dash. Bonus action is what you got left.
Yeah, I have no bonus action unless I attack, so no.
Okay. All right. Tack, you're up.
Yep. Tack is thinking I'm not a fighter, but I'm still gonna stab him with my rapier.
Yeah, you do get sneak attack
Just a
because
clean, like,
you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy.
almost sneak attack. Rapier, there we go.
I'm afraid no. I mean, but you try and sort of launch. Come forward and try to stab this guy, but he just sort of batters he uses his spear and just batters your attack away.
Yeah. Since I failed so miserably, I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage, and I'll just step back a little bit, right there.
All right, so your bonus action, disengage off your move. Yeah. All right.
And then I'm gonna be there. That's it.
All right, no problem. Next person is the Wind Kobold. He is going to attack Pedrick then, because Pedrick's next to him. Only makes sense. So he readies his and tries and stabs you, Pedrick, with his spear.
And does this activate Weird Hal's held action?
If he can see the Kobold, then yes, I'll have to check that.
I'm still in the same spot. I haven't had my turn yet.
I need
cannot see him.
You should
Well,
be able to see him.
You should be able to.
If he's attacking that way, I should be able to see that.
You should see that guy, yeah.
Let me have a look. Let me just check it quickly. But first he's going to make his attack. It's going to go through anyway, so it doesn't make a difference how that goes. So he's going to attack with his dagger.
Oh, nat 20, of course, nat 20.
Don't jinx it. 16.
I'm trying.
Is that a hit?
16 is exactly what it takes to hit me, so yes.
All right, so it meets. Weird Hal, you can see. Let me have a look. You can see him. I'd say he has. I'd say he like you. He's got cover to you. Because he's sort of around the corner. But yours is a spell, isn't it? So what does Cutting Words do?
Basically, I get to roll a Bardic Inspiration die, which is a D6. You subtract that amount from the attack roll of the creature who made the attack, or skill check.
Perfect.
I'd say because of the angle, because he's attacking downwards at Pedrick, and you can kind of see that part of his body. that is okay. So it's deducted, and it becomes a 12, which I don't believe hits Pedrick.
Correct.
So he's just about to, and then basically Weird Hal, you don't know the language, but you've heard enough like insulting language in your time to be able to throw some really nasty draconic insults.
I just said insult.
Okay, it was enough to distract him, and you could just see like his little scales flush a paler shade. And he's just so distracted he just misses with his blow. Weird Hal, you're next.
Oh, okay. Oh, goody. All right. Weird Hal is totally sick of these kobolds. He's gonna just run right up to this guy. He's feeling strong. Oh, he didn't see. Oh, goodness. Okay.
I love that. I'll get you. Oh, maybe.
Okay, well. Anyway, all right. Here we go.
I love it. That is a hit.
Oh, nice. Let me see what we got here. Oh, 6 piercing damage.
Yeah, this attack just tears into the gut of this creature, and I need to take a check for him because he needs to. I need to see if he passes. What's his con? So he rolled a 4. He's not going to pass his con anyway. So this is brutal damage. You have basically torn his entire gut open. Let's see what that does to him. I need to roll a d10. For those of you just watching, this is like massive damage. This is a massive amount of damage. Well, the creature drops to 0 hit points, but is stable. But it's a creature, so it's going to die anyway. So 0 hit points will kill it. So,
nice.
Yeah. So it clutches at its intestines. You can see it trying to push them back into its body, and then it just like, and you can see it spasm, like going into shock, and it falls down dead. Guts just like spilling out onto the floor.
Did anybody take a hit?
I don't. Yes, Tack has taken 2 blows to the head. I think he suffered 7 damage.
And Rogo got hit by the rocks.
Rogo got hit by the rocks for another 7 damage as well. And Tack took 7 damage from the rocks.
Yes, attack's
7 damage.
taken more.
So I've got the healing word for Tack. I know he would be probably more hurt, lower health.
Okay.
Here it comes.
Say the words.
Is that on me?
Excelsior!
Good. So 6. You get 6 points back.
Me?
Okay. Yep. Tack, you get 6 points
That's
back.
for you,
Yeah,
Tack.
thank
That's for you, buddy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that is the end of Hal's turn.
Okay. All right. Well, this little kobold he's watched you kill his leader, and he's thinking, "I'll to be the next leader," and he sort of runs forward. Of course, Rogar hears, "Me, I shall lead next," and like runs forward. Everybody else like runs forward. He's going to run towards you, Hal. I'm afraid. Sorry. You
That's
did the
okay.
last devastating
Oh,
attack.
Hal is feeling strong today.
And he's going to try and attack you with his
What's
dagger.
Nope.
Is that a hit? 18.
18, no way. That's a miss.
Oh, that's a hit. All right, so
that's a
3
hit.
piercing damage. So you're reveling in your victory. Excelsior! And this healing light comes out. You flies off and heals Tack, and then just as you look down, this little kobold's right in front of you and goes, "Eh." with his dagger and just just gets right through a little groove in your armor and just stabs you, and it draws a bit of blood. Doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but that's yeah, you're seriously.
Now Weird House, like, I still feel pretty confident.
And then I believe his kobold buddy is going to shoot at you as well, because they're using their pack tactics. He will have advantage on the shot with his little sling. So, oh, sorry. I'm going to roll one more time for that. Second time, 22. So it does hit.
22.
So that's a hit, and it does 6 bludgeoning damage. This is a massive rock. It comes flying out and thrown it at you. You just see it's like Tax got hit by small rocks, and then you get hit by this massive rock. It just smacks you. So that's 6. That's 6 damage. It basically clocks you on the head.
Weird House sees some stars.
Yeah, it's almost like the robot. Got the little cuckoos flying around your head.
It's accounted.
And Vistra, you're next.
Vistra is going to move towards Weird House and then go past Weird House and then sort of jump across the wall to the other.
Okay, take an acrobatics check. I'll let you do that. With disadvantage, you have to push past 2 people.
Okay, so disadvantage acrobatics. 23.
Oh my god! Hey! Oh!
Backflips over.
This is Mistress like going to tack. This is how it's done.
We'll see.
Double backflip over 2 guys.
She pushes past, and then she jumps across. She sort of runs across the wall, jumps on the other side of the kobold, gets flanking. She's within 5.
I'll say that counts as your bonus action though, because that was like a bit swift stuff with the move there. That was.
And then she's going to use her short sword to attack that kobold.
Getting advantage and sneak attacking.
I did do sneak attack as well. That is tick.
Okay.
So that'll come in.
That's a hit. Yep.
So.
This is some Assassin's Creed like stuff here. Basically.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was awesome roleplay. You run across the wall, and as you do, comes out, and stab the kobold in the back of the neck as you go down. You just land behind him and just clean off the sword.
What I kind of do is I use my short sword and I swing it low then up, so I chop off his tail and then go towards his face.
Okay, so you chop off his tail as you go past, and as he turns,
I go up
right into his face. I love it. That's a really cool kill shot. All right, so this kobold is dead. there's no coming back from that.
I moved how far? I was there. I went to there. So that's 20 feet. So I'm just going to move 5 feet to there, and then that should be.
That's it. Yeah.
For me. Yeah.
All right, and Rogar, you're up.
Yep, Rogar's just going to say, coming through, and
Take out the rope.
And just smack that. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying. 4!
Are we even going to bother with the damage?
You should have said 2.
You say coming through and push through everybody, and then little kobold.
Oh no, I just Happy Gilmore style this one. I just run up and.
His body goes flying into the back. It smashes through a number of little bed pallets into like a crude little desk unit, and he's just impaled on one of the desk legs, and he dies. Okay, so that is it. Wow. Okay, so Rogar and Rogar, you can see some of this. Visha, you probably will be able to see pretty much.
I can see all
of it. What you can see is as you sort of enter, you sort of realize that you're standing in this room. And actually, I'm going to say, you're standing in this room, and there's lots of thin little mattresses covering the floor. A lot of them are covered with really badly cured little furs. You've got small beds that are sort of positioned haphazardly all over the room. You've got a few. You can see there's a few little rats and lizards scurrying around. They're eating food scraps, gnawing on little bones. You can also see probably some things probably like held wine. It look a bit moldy and a bit sort. You can see like little red. Some of the things have got red stains on the floor. It's sort of not red stains, but sort of sticky residue on the floor where you kind of see like some of the wine or whatever was inside these flasks has spilled out. So yeah, it's a very rough and tumble room. There's lots of reeds and there's like reeds and hay on the floor, but it's scattered around really haphazardly. It's not a very nice looking room, but you can assume that this is where a lot of the kobolds probably sleep. From what you can see, there's.
Vistra goes over to Pedrick quickly and she says, "Wow, I don't know what came over me. It must have been that blessed group hug that we did. I'm just going to check over to where the kobolds apparently have been sleeping." And then Vistra sort of goes back into the room and she would like to investigate the mattresses, check inside, and what's underneath in case there might be something.
Okay,
so she wants to inspect.
All right, so I'm not even going to say you need to take a check for this. If you take, how long are you gonna search? Just tell me how long you're gonna search.
I don't want to search for long. Maybe just 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Because I want the guys waiting for me.
Well, it's quite a big room. If you want to do a proper search, it will take you about 10 minutes.
Rogar, at this point,
in there.
I was going to say to Tack, while she's rummaging around at kobold beds, I was going to say to Tack if he wants to scout on ahead down these stairs, see if we've got any more company up ahead.
Tack would say, of course, and then he would be like right here, and he would first please check the roof and the stairs.
Okay. I'm going to while Vistra's, I'm going to say it's going to take you about 10. All right. So you're sort of searching around the room. If you want to search thoroughly, it's going to take about 10 minutes. While you're doing that, I'm just going to do yours first, and then we'll do what happens to Tack as he sort of walks down and starts looking around the stairs. So first of all, you find about you search around. You find there's like lots of like scattered coins and things. Not many of them are very high value coinages, but I tell you what you find. You find about 38 gold pieces. You find 152 silver pieces. And 704 copper pieces.
704.
That's like 7 gold, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's only about 7 gold. But 704 copper pieces. And what's funny is they're actually sorted into 88 stacks of exactly those 704 copper coins. When you find them, 88 stacks of exactly 8 copper coins each. Some kobold has meticulously stacked them up into a little stack and counted them out. So you find.
Tell that?
Yes, yeah. Somebody, and you can assume it probably was a kobold because this is the kobold's living quarters.
Well, plus kobolds have 8 fingers.
Can I ask if they're arranged in a pattern?
Very good. You would know that, and you would if you would know that, but you haven't been told.
Commissioner would like to know if the copper pieces are in 88 stacks or in any particular pattern, just out of interest.
Oh no, these are they're not any particular pattern. They seem to come from all over Faerun. Every city would have its own mint, and would stamp out its own sort of coinage.
No, I meant each 8. You said that they're stacked 8.
Or they make up a shape or something.
And 88. Does it make a shape on the floor?
No, it doesn't make. It's just stacked up. It's little tiny stacks.
Just stacked up. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also find a few other things. Around the room, you find dozens of dragon-themed talismans and amulets that are carved from bone, soapstone, wood, ivory. Most of them have really terrible craftsmanship. These are not. These are just personal pieces. They're not. It's not nothing with any real value. But you find four of them just seem to jump out at you, and these seem to have a sort of almost like a unique look, quite savage, a bit artistic. You get the feeling that these might be worth something to the right trader. if you would. I mean, you're a thief. You probably had criminal under contacts. You know, people who dealt in these sorts of things. You know, a lot of people buy anything. You know, rich people buy anything. If it's the right person for the right price, right seller. So you probably would be able to make some money on these. You don't have enough like artisanal skill yourself to be able to value them.
Not even like the soapstone with my stone cutting.
Yeah, but your masonry skill was more about like a sort of buildings, architecture, foundations. Okay. You know, you would know more. So that's what sort of dwarfish architecture would be more like. These sort of trinkets, they're not really your area. They're, as I said, they're a bit unique, a bit savage, maybe a bit artistic, but they're not really your area of expertise. Okay. So you find these, and so that's. Let me just quickly reiterate that one more time. 38 gold pieces, 152 silver pieces, 704 copper pieces, as well as 4 interesting, unique-looking dragon-themed talismans made out of. Let's say one's made out of bone, one's made of ivory, one's carved out of stone, and the other one's sort of a wooden talisman. Okay, so you find like sort of one of sort of different materials, but they all sort of share this sort of unique artistic flair. Something calls to you, says these are interesting.
Okay. Any more nice daggers laying around?
No, you don't. You daggers lying around. Oh. You maybe find some very maybe 1 or 2 crude daggers. You know, like pretty crude, poor quality daggers, but maybe probably used for eating.
Vistria picks up her arrow as well. I just like to say that. I know I didn't roll a fail, but I'm just letting you know I'm picking up my arrow.
Okay, so let me just quickly, we're out to finish. Remove that.
Quick question: Did you my arrows? Did you take them down, or didn't you use any last session?
In the last session, you use critical fails, and I'll only say you lose your arrows. I didn't say it, but like Vistra says, normally you just say I'm just going to spend a minute picking up my arrows. I forgot to do that, but I'll say that because it's your character. That unless you like roll a natural one, that would be like the arrow shatters or splinters or something. You can find your arrow ammo back afterwards. All right, so let's go to Tack now. So Tack, you're going to be doing some scouting ahead. Okay, so you're going to be so you start looking around. And you can't. So roll a perception check for me, please. Perception or insight.
-1.
No, that's more. Perception check for me, please.
-1. Ooh,
great!
Hey!
Natural 20.
Okay, very good. As you look around, as you look around, you can see that there doesn't seem to be anything that indicates the presence of a trap. You can't see a tripwire. You can't see any like unnatural indentations into the stone. There's no none of you very carefully check the step. Doesn't seem to be anything that's triggering from your weight. One thing you do notice is that the craftsmanship of the stone is of much higher quality going down. Okay. So like it also appears that maybe that the stone itself is it's slightly farther spaced apart than the ones coming down into the Kobold's barracks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd noticed that, but I wouldn't mention it, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
So you don't mention that. That's fine. Let me just do this for you now. Thing is, right? No one else should see this, but Tack does.
I don't see anything.
Anyway. So Tack, you are. I just need. Well, you don't see anything yet because I need to move the right things for you to see it. And I need to select it. So that's going to take a moment for me because I hate the thing with passion. So you see like a passage leading deeper into the place. And I need to move this out. Okay, so you see a passage sort of leading down further down into the into the where's my stuff? I can't get on the right layer. I keep going on the layer. You're seeing. Okay, yeah, but I'm sorry. This is my fault because the dynamic lighting is seeing other parts of the place because that's all that happens, unfortunately. It took a lot of work to try and get it to work the way it did. So, are you heading down the stairs? Are you going to head down? So you see this sort of passageway, these staircases heading further down. As you've done your check, you're looking around and you're seeing you can't see anything that would indicate a trap. You don't notice any traps or anything. How are you moving down the stairs? I need to know. Sort of, are you moving stealthily? Are you going to?
Yeah.
Do you have any skill?
Like normally, I would always be stealthful. I always.
Okay. The reason I ask is because when you're moving stealthily, you normally have to move at half speed. So, so you're moving carefully. Okay, so
when I see this, like what I see now, I would say to the group, like, we can either go, we can go right or we can go down. We go east.
No, you can only go. Sorry, you just see a single passage heading down. And that's just part of the other map that you've already been into. I'm sorry, I couldn't do much about that.
I'll just I'll slowly move down and try to stealth.
All right, so if you move down to
scout ahead a bit
here, if you move down to about there, that would be sort of like, yeah. So
now I see what it is.
All right, and can you make a so as you're down the steps, you're sort of moving stealthily. You don't feel any traps. You can feel maybe it's getting a bit colder as you go down. Maybe a bit colder, and then there's maybe what's your passive perception? It's about 13, you said, right?
9.
9.
Very low. Yeah.
Very low. All right. So yeah, I know that's perception. Yeah. So then you kind of feel like cold air, but then it's like surges of warm air as well. So like warm, cold, sort of like moving air. The steps seem to get sort of a bit grander as you head down, and sort of as you get to sort of the edge here, let's get to that edge there. I need you to take a stealth check for me, please.
All right.
All right. So you're sort of
I can be
you're creeping in the shadows. You're creeping in the shadows carefully, and it doesn't seem to be anything immediately dangerous to you in the area that you're in. But you're feeling a sense of caution. You know, your hobbit sort of your hobbit practicality coming through. You realise it's probably not a good idea to be walking around, clumping around like the big ones.
When I'm here, I would probably go back and sneak back up and tell them, guys, there's a hallway down, and it looks nothing like the kobold shit up here.
Okay, so you head back up to them.
Yeah, I would go like right back here.
You rolled your stealth, so nothing. You move like silently. Pad up really quickly.
Then I'd basically tell them like the stairs are getting much prettier and bigger. There's a hallway down.
I'd be interested to see how it looks.
We should stay quiet. Oh, and I would tell them like it's very cold down there, but like there were wafts of warm air coming from down there. Very weird.
Maybe some currents or something that's causing the heat. So that would be, maybe there's a fire downstairs or something blowing, or strange.
Well, I would be very cautious. We are, as far as we're aware, if it's getting nicer down there, we're more likely to see less kobolds and more cultists, and possibly a half dragon or two down here.
Yes. Might it be a good idea if myself and if we go ahead in the front? Maybe.
Well,
have our range weapons prepared or something as we sneak down.
I think what we need to do is we need to just bear in mind why we're here as well, and remind ourselves just exactly what it is we're here for. We're here just to find a reason to go back to Leosin and give him a reason to give to the powers of B to mount an attack here.
But other than a few kobolds, that's not enough. We
Yeah.
need to dig a little.
No,
bit
that's
deeper.
exactly it. But
Okay.
I'm worried that we're starting to get into dangerous terrain here, and that perhaps.
I'll tell you if we get too deep.
Well, no, I'm thinking that I have to wander around here with a bright torch. So does Weird Hal, and so does our friend Pedrick here. You two are fine with your dark vision, but I mean, if we're trying to stealth in just to see what we can see, I'm erring towards the two of you with dark vision to kind of go ahead and get the information that we need without
What?
having the rest of us walking into what could possibly be an unwinnable fight.
I could send you a. I've got to remember if that was a cantrip one. No, silent images, a spell. I was going to say I could make an animal appear like a white rat with blue eyes or something come to you and let you know that it's safe to continue. But, that would be using a spell.
Well, I mean, don't forget you wouldn't be able to see anything that before. I mean, you could send the silent. Is it 30 feet or 60 feet?
This plan to Weird Hal sounds suspiciously like splitting the party.
Well, I don't mean. What I mean is, I don't mean to just kind of. I mean, there's a certain distance ahead that they could go, without necessarily being split from us. I mean to say that if we need to stealth our way through this system of tunnels to try and find the information that we're here for, I know myself for one and Pedrick, we're not particularly good at stealthing our way through these tunnels. And if we're going into the deeper areas where we've got cultists and possibly half dragons ahead of us,
60 feet. Okay.
we have got, we've been through the kobold section. We got through that just fine. But the point is if the less stealthy of us continually try to be stealthy, we could end up alerting however many number of cultists down here that we're here. So I'm not necessarily suggesting we split up, but at least I think those that have dark vision and that can sneak, go ahead and at least see what's ahead of us before myself and you, Weird Hal, have a bright beacon of light with us that would undo any stealth that we might have anyway.
In the torchlight I'm standing in, I can see to right here.
Yeah, the same.
But it's a very narrow area.
Yeah, that's the same here. So what I'm suggesting is not necessarily split the party, but at least see if what's in the immediate vicinity before we start wandering around with beacons to say, "Here we come."
Right. I mean, the only thing I would say is just try to stay within eye shot because sound isn't always a good.
Well, I'd ask you guys. Does any one of you have a hooded lantern?
I don't know.
No, I don't.
No, we haven't encountered
think
a
someone had one.
vendor of higher quality.
I thought I would have one.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah,
at
you
it.
didn't take a burglar's package.
I didn't know.
Pedrick says, I don't have a hooded lantern, but I have a shield, and I can cast light upon my shield and use it as a light and simply turn it back toward me to
Yeah,
kill
you
the
could
light
do
in
that.
front. But
Yes, I'm not-
So
I'm
I'd like to ask you: are we moving? What's the plan? We've got.
But I wanted to hear a little bit more what Pedrick was going to say. 'Cause I
Okay.
didn't quite hear what he said. Sorry.
Pedrick also says, but keep in mind, I'm also drained. I may be able to heal you once, maybe twice more without rest, and I'm done.
Yeah, but you can't take another long rest until 24 hours is. So it has to be once.
I just want the group to be aware that my powers are growing.
And
weaker.
I'm feeling quite weak myself, so I'd rather not be getting into any more fights if we can avoid it. And that's why, and this is why we're not here to attack whatever's down here. We're here just to get information. And that's why I'm saying perhaps those of us that can see in the dark can get that information without us needing to go much further.
Yeah, I would say we can be like 40 feet ahead of you and we can still see you, so...
But
The
they
other
also
option is, if they need us
it's
to
too
work
dark.
stealthily, I can cover us with silence. But, that's not going to block any of our light sources. It'll just mean that we'll be stealthy. No one will hear us coming.
That actually gives me an idea.
I like that.
That actually gives me an idea. If we all daisy chain, Pedrick, and myself, if we hold hands, if we douse our torches, Pedrick, myself, and Weird Hal hold hands, the two rogues
Use a rope.
up front, we could use a rope actually, yeah, we could do that. The two rogues up front also holding onto the rope. You can guide us with the rope. If Pedrick casts silence around the party, we can douse the lights. We have eyes in front, and if we do need anything, you can alert us to light the area up.
I have dancing lights in
When-
case
when
we
there's-
didn't light up. I have dancing lights as
That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. So if the two rogues at front of the daisy chain of us roped together, or at least hold on to the rope. We don't need to tie each other together. We can hold on to the rope. The two with dark vision at the front, they scout ahead, silence around the party, and if we need to light the area up, the rogues can give a good sharp tug on the rope. As soon as Weird Hal feels a sharp tug on the rope, he can set off the dancing lights. How does that sound?
I'm okay with that.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Okay.
I'd say when we get attacked, we'll tug twice. And when you can move up, I'll tug once.
I mean, we're going to walk up with you. As you pull the rope, we'll walk with the rope as it's pulling along. And
Yeah,
then
okay.
if you tug it, as soon as that tugs sharply,
Yeah,
we light the
you can
area
have that.
up.
You can do that.
If I'm going to use this as a prepared thing, I want to say how I'm going to do it in advance too.
Uh-huh.
So what I'm going to
So
do
if
is
you feel a tug, what are you going to do? I'd like.
I'm going to cast the dancing lights out in front of one block in front of the party,
Okay.
so that, and it's going to be like a bright white ball, like a tiny sun.
Okay. I think dancing lights is actually like a number of little.
So like
it's
four
not
little
a single
globules,
light,
isn't it?
It's four little globules. So it's actually, I think they're quite dim on their own.
no.
I think they only illuminate a little bit of. They don't illuminate a lot of space.
I also have a question for the DM.
Yeah. What
The,
can I do for you?
The player's handbook does not specify if I can cast that spell on an object I'm carrying. It just
You
says
can.
it-
You
and
can.
will
You
move
can cast it on an
around
object. Yeah, you can
That
cast it on
would
an object.
mean-
You can cast it on a sword. You can even cast it on a person and make them illuminate the place if you
No,
want.
no, silence.
Oh, silence.
Silence.
Okay, so
Silence. I believe you can. I believe you have to cast it on like a location, and it creates like a wall of silence.
Right, it's a 20-foot sphere from wherever,
Yeah.
whatever object you cast it on. My
yes,
question
you-
is,
You
if
don't
I
cast it on
that
a.
on my shield,
No, you don't cast it on an object. You cast it on a point.
okay.
So basically, you would pick a location, and that area, it would be a 20-foot sphere that is silence. You can't point it on a person because it says point.
Is that what Pedrick did with that guard when we sort of first?
Yeah, he said I'm gonna.
put
He said I'm
on-
gonna put it there.
And that guard couldn't hear what we were doing.
It creates a
That's right.
20-foot sphere sound cannot penetrate.
Yep.
So, it covers more distance than it sounds like, because if anything on the other side of that smart enough to use barriers in the building, like, for instance, that narrow passage, for nothing would be heard beyond wherever I cast that.
Yeah, you basically no noise can penetrate it. So like for example, if there was like I would like a stealth check that required like disadvantage because of noise or whatever, like the noise armor, I probably would say there's no disadvantage on that because it's you're blocking the sound if he's in that location. Don't forget also, however, if you are in the sphere, people in the sphere are deafened, so you wouldn't be able to talk to each other while you're in the sphere. You also can't cast any spells that require a verbal component.
Correct. Which is an advantage of caster in there.
So what I mean is like you couldn't then like if he was in the sphere, turn around and say "Watch out," because then they wouldn't hear you. If they were in the sphere.
That would suggest that we take the front of the rope, and the three without dark vision take like the back, all the way on the back. So we have 50 feet between us, and when we see something, we tug on the rope, and he can cast silence at 50 feet if he can, if it's 50 feet.
Okay.
So,
Then they
So
can.
Dancing Lights says you can.
20 feet.
Dancing Lights says you can move it together. So I'm just seeing what you've said here. Dancing Lights says you can move it together, but it still only sheds dim light of up to 10 feet. So even if you combine it together, it doesn't create a really bright light. It just creates.
So what I think I will do then,
You can gesture for each one to dump in front of anybody.
Right. I'm gonna create them out in front of the party, like I said, 4 glowing orbs. But if when I get to move them on my turn, I'm going to try to so they obscure the vision of is looking at.
Okay.
That's the plan. That's what I got.
Sounds good. I need a movement order.
Right, yeah, so it was going to be the roach
extra and attack at the front, 50 feet ahead.
And
50
then
feet
40
ahead.
feet.
and then at the end,
yeah.
well, not quite 50 feet because they're holding onto a 50-foot rope. And then
Like 40.
Weird Hal will be at the back.
I'll be at the back.
Yeah, holding on to the very end of the rope. And then
Hold
Can
on,
I
guys.
move to the same spot again?
I just want to see the map for 1 second. I might need a practice run. What are the distances involved? I can only cast it 60 feet away.
It's only about 30 feet down the. I think it's about 20 feet stairs.
Can I place myself again?
25 feet ahead.
Okay,
Where
so
what?
yes, you can play. So you can walk down. So if you're walking down first, I'd like you to take stealth checks though. Both of you moving stealthily.
Yeah.
So attack
that's
rolls a
another
20.
natural 20 stealth.
I'm gone.
And this rolls an 18. So both of you are. So both of you just steal down there. It's almost like a competition. How quiet each. But because you're being so quiet, you almost like lose vision of each other because you're moving so stealthily as you move down. Attacks seem to almost shimmer and disappear from your vision, Vistra. But as you get to the bottom, you see him and he's sort of like standing out against the wall and sort of like.
I'd imagine I'll be like on the rocks, and when she comes over, I'll just tap her on the shoulder. Hello.
Oh my god! Don't do that.
GM, very quickly, I want to douse my torch, but I don't actually know how to do it, so...
Okay, so that's fine. If you're dousing your torch, basically,
Put it
go
in your
in
mouth.
character token, and I just need to turn off your emits light, so that you know it's there. So your light should be gone now, is that right?
Yep, and I think the same thing for Weird Hal as well, aren't you? You're dousing yours as well?
Not a problem. I can sort that out for him. So that's basically you just if you go into your character token, you just delete the stuff which says emits light.
I didn't see any of that on my token, to be honest with you. I couldn't
That's
figure
okay.
out how to do it.
You have to go to the advanced. You have to go to the advanced. All right, so it's
Then,
pitch black, I think, for most of you.
Almost,
Yeah,
yeah.
they still could cast light on something under the clothes and just peek out a bit.
Actually,
to
you
see
shouldn't.
where
You
they're
shouldn't even
stepping.
see. You shouldn't even see that light there because that's actually not there anymore. So
Yep.
that should be gone. Yeah, and you shouldn't see any light from over here, but I can't do anything about that. I'm not good enough with dynamic lighting.
And unfortunately,
All right, so-
the folks at home have just got a black screen with a picture of Rogar.
All right, so what are you doing?
basically, we're.
You've
I
been to the
was
bottom.
thinking.
What are you gonna do?
I turn to
thinking
Tak
that-
and I whisper to him, "Did you check this bit out? Are we clear for traps and?"
Yes, up until here, I checked everything. From here on, it's.
Because how is there anything around maybe for us to have to be so stealthy in this area? I whisper to him.
Well, we had the warm air coming in. Maybe there are kobolds down there or dragons. I don't know.
All right. Another thing I think you would notice as you come down the stairs, but probably Vistra, Taki's probably still sort of talking about this to you, but you'd also notice that the area in front is actually far better lit. There seems to be a number of oil lamps sort of attached to the walls, and they're providing a dim, flickering light. Okay, so you would see this as you sort of come down into the you would see that against the walls.
And DM, while we can't obviously I can't see the map very well,
here.
but we're just going to we're going to let the rope get taut because we're holding the last like 15 feet of a 50-foot rope. As it gets taut, we're just going to gradually, because I can't see where we're walking, just gradually shuffle along with the rope as it gets pulled along, and we're just waiting for a tug.
And we're
All right.
also moving at
Well,
half speed
if the
because
rope
of
is
that.
being held taut, I would still say you are walking downstairs in the dark.
I'll be shuffling my feet along, waiting for the drop, and then I'll step down.
All right. See, if you're moving really slowly down the stairs, say
Rogar,
it take about 5 minutes to get down the stairs.
It's going to take some time. It will take some time.
You're
to
sort
walk
of
through
feeling your way down carefully. I'll say that I was going to give you advantage on stealth checks to move carefully, but since you're moving so slowly, I'm going to say you can just take it at normal, even if you're wearing heavy armor, because you're moving so carefully. If you would have normal, but I would like you still to take a stealth check to see if you slip or bang on anything or whatever. So
that's for.
So even with holding the rope, there's a chance you could slip.
Is that for all three of us?
So Rogar rolls a stealth check.
Oh, great.
Rolls a 4. So Rogar starts to step down and almost slips on the first one and bang into the. Everybody hears sort of like a clatter heading down the staircase, and you Vistra and Tak, you sort of hear this like bang, crash, just like this draconic swear word as he sort of bangs into the wall.
Vistra just
think
gives
it's-
Tak a look and just says,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is what I have to deal with, guy."
All right.
Weird Hal pretty
synchronize
much
the face
feels
bomb,
the
like-
rope like get
Yeah,
yanked out
face
of his
bomb.
hand.
Sorry, guys, you're talking over each other, and I can't hear what you're saying. Just to let you know.
Go on with Hal.
Oh, I was saying, Weird Hal feels the rope get yanked out of his hands, and there goes the reaction. Dancing lights.
Oh,
I didn't roll a 1.
He didn't roll a 1. He didn't yank it out of your hands. He just banged. So he didn't fall down and spin down the rope. Yank it out of your hands.
Oh,
You
Held
should
up
well
much
done.
past it.
He was using it to move down, but he kind of slipped his foot, banged inside of. But no, he's still on his feet. Rogar, you can move down to them now.
I can
you
just
could-
about see them actually, so I can move down to. Well, I mean, technically
Yes,
the rope
it's
is still
very
taut,
sort of
but-
dim light down there.
Oh,
dear
excellent. Okay.
All right. So, Pedrick, Weird Hal, are you heading down as well?
I mean,
Yes.
Weird Hal doesn't know what to do. I can't see anything except for I'm holding a rope.
Well, you're
Yeah.
holding the rope. It's a taunt, and you know there's stairs there, and you kind of feel your way down slowly. But I would say you still have to take a stealth check to, like Rogar, you slip on anything you can't see in the dark. You're holding the rope, but you can't see anything. So I'm going to say I would like you to take a stealth check for each of the characters to see how carefully and quietly you move down.
Oh boy.
So Weird Hal, just like and
Oh,
natural
God.
one.
Oh.
Okay, so first of all, Pedrick, you slip and you fall down the stairs. I would say you fall downstairs. It's how far is it? It is a sloping staircase. It is. I would say you get to Rogar. It's about 20 feet. You're not making any. I wouldn't say you take any. Maybe you fall. It's a slope. It's only 1d6 bludgeoning damage for falling 10 feet, but it is a slope.
I'd say
So
slide.
it's
Dexterity
2d6.
check, maybe
Yeah, roll
drop
a. Okay, yeah, roll a dexterity check for me to see if you can sort of like right yourself when you're at the bottom. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take you some damage. All right. You're rolling down the stairs in the dark. It's not easy for you to get to your feet. Plus, you've got one eye, which doesn't really help as well for perception. So I'm afraid you're gonna take some damage, but because it's a slope, I'm gonna half it. Okay, so you're gonna roll down the stairs. You're gonna take 2d6 bludgeoning damage because it's 20 feet, but I'm gonna half it because it's slope.
Going
All right.
clang, 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 ting, ting,
Yeah,
clang, clang
and-
on the way down.
Yeah. So that is 7 damage, rounded down. Say 3 bludgeoning damage as you fall down the stairs. You would hit Rogar. Rogar, make a stealth check to see if you can catch him.
Mate, if I can.
You hear this noise
Yep.
coming towards. Bang,
God.
bang, bang. You've got a bit of dim light behind you. You can see it. Yeah. Oh God. No, not stealth. Strength.
Oh, strength.
Strength,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, strength. Strength check. That should be
I want to see
much.
if he knocks you off your feet. 10. Yeah, I'll say you catch him, but again, bangs against you. It makes some noise. So yeah, you catch him. You don't fall down. You grab him, but yeah. So Pedrick, can you move next to Rogar, please? You are currently prone. I would say you're on the floor. You're currently prone. You've basically fallen down the stairs. Rogar can he caught you, but you're still sort of staggered down. And Weird Hal, what did you roll? You rolled a 7. So I'd say you didn't slip, you didn't fall. You're moving slowly, you're moving carefully. But when Pedrick starts to fall, it kind of yanks the rope out of your hand, and dancing lights goes off. So in that direction, dancing lights. You basically create a globe of. Are you creating single big blobby medium sized mass, or are you creating
4
little dancing
glowing
lights?
orbs centered around this corner.
Okay,
Maybe I
so
won't notice.
1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 little dancing lights start
Three,
around in
four.
circles around this sort of little corner area. Also casting some illumination. I would say, well, I tell you what, I can use these tokens. Let me just move to
Maybe
my.
I won't notice. Maybe they'll just think it's the flickering of the torch lamps. Maybe we're fine. Maybe nothing bad will happen.
What's the
Maybe
worst?
nothing bad will happen.
That's the spirit.
Tag would just say back to the group, just cast your light or something. We're not stealthing anymore.
So you see like 4 little dancing appear sort of around this corner, each creating a little bit of light. And you hear Vistra and Tak, probably Rogar as well. Pedrick, so you're probably too busy getting up. You hear dinner and a show.
Crud.
So,
Do I
Weird
recognize?
Hal-
Do I recognize that voice?
Rumbling. Rogar, roll a. I'll say check. Roll a history check to see if you recognize that voice.
Well, I think I already know.
History, actually, no, history or in nature, maybe. I don't know. How would you do that to recognize a voice? History or
I'd say history.
perception to remember like a sound.
Perception would be better for me.
All right, so do perception then. History or perception.
So Weird Hal is just like shaking his head and like coiling up the rope.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Rogar, you recognize it very well. The last time you heard this voice was when you saw your old compatriot Aurelio nearly get slaughtered in single combat.
Yeah. All right. And I'm gonna whisper to the 2 rogues in front. I'll say, "It's Cyan
I
Wrath."
want to get back. Can I move before initiative? Can I like instinctively just jump back a bit?
You can move
What?
back a bit. Yeah, you can back a bit. And you as you sort of you're shuffling back, he says, "No, no, no, my friends. I believe that we have unfinished business. Please come into the light. Let us not be uncivilized."
Vistra moves in front then. Vistra will do it. Vistra will move there.
Tag doesn't know this, right?
Okay,
Doesn't know
Tech
this.
does not know any of this
No.
right now. No, he doesn't know anything. So Vistra, as you saw, you move to the front.
I do.
I'll move up as well.
Is anybody like standing around the corner? You see standing in the center of the room, a very unwelcome sight. There is a very tall, scaly figure. The light is still quite dim. The light is flickering. It's an oil lamp, so there's a nasty sort of cast and shade. But as the light flickers, you can see it bounce and shine off some dark blue scales. A very tall creature, far more draconic even looking than Rogar. And he stands there. He's wearing he's wearing very intricate purple-edged armor. He's carrying a shield, a great sword strapped across his back, and a spear in one hand. He seems to have almost like an ironic, smirk on his face. Either side of him, flanking either side of him, are these two hooded figures that are holding large axes. They're wearing sort of like black robes edged with purple, and it's almost like a scaly pattern that's been woven into the robes, flanking either side of him. And you can see there seems to be almost like almost like a haze coming off these guys. It's just standing either side of him, and they sort of like seem to almost shimmer with released heat. His Siren Wrath, he cocks. This is Langor's Siren Wrath, half blue, half dragon that you've already encountered during the invasion of Greenest. He was the leader of the attack, and he challenged Aurelio to single combat. We challenged someone to single combat in order to get their some prisoners returned. You would remember that he does have a kind of a twisted sense of honor. He did keep his word. Yeah. When you last met him. However, he did stab Aurelio through a vital organ and left him to heal. Yeah.
DM, before I don't think I'm wearing the same clothes that Siren Wrath had saw me wear at Greenest when I was on top of the gate holding my short bow. Here I'm still wearing my black cultisty robes.
Okay.
Does he recognize me?
That's interesting. Let me check.
And he won't recognize Tak because Tak's new.
He does know Tak. No, he does know that you've invaded his place. Let me check and see what he would recognize. Yeah, I'm gonna. No, he doesn't seem to recognize you as. He just seems to know. He's just seems to be gloating that he seems to be sort of like gloating in general that someone walked into the lair. You can see him look at you. There doesn't seem to be any recognition in his eyes. I mean, he probably wouldn't have seen you very much anyway, because you're on top of like the palisade when Aurelio was fighting him, and you were all sort of like scouting around the outside of the camp, so you wouldn't have actually seen him in the camp. Sound travels about 30 feet, so I don't think that the guys who are here would have heard him. You might have heard like a deep booming rumble, but very much like in the way of actual words. Sorry, that was thunder in the background. That was quite scary.
Yeah, I think it was. That was perfect timing. That was perfect timing. Okay, so Siren Wrath does seem. I'm gonna try something. I go up to. Oh, this is gonna work. I go up to Cyan Wrath and
Welcome
say,
to Rogar's
You go
world.
up to Cyan Wrath. Okay, all right. You're gonna go up to Cyan. So you start walking towards.
No,
He starts
no.
walking
I haven't
towards you
finished.
as well.
I haven't finished yet. So I before I walk up to him, I turn to Tak and I say to him, I found my dear lord. I found this halfling wandering around, and I thought that you would want to know that on him he had 4 dragon-shaped totems and a message that of something terrible planned for our cultist crew.
Oh, okay. So you're wearing the black. You're still wearing the black robe.
I'm still wearing that
Check
robe.
for me.
Roll a d6.
Exceptional performance.
Welcome to Rogar's world.
Performance.
He's pulling a Rogar.
Oh. Okay. That's a natural. He says. He says. He looks at you, and he just. You kind of. Oh, take off that. Get up, pathetic little boss.
I turn to him and I say, I actually like it, but thanks for caring. And she is just gonna walk up to him. Can I prepare?
You're gonna walk up to him. Okay.
Can I just subtly, just hold on to my short sword, just the sheath of it? Can I just put my hand there?
Okay.
As I walk towards him?
Sleight of hand check if you want to move carefully and try and do something. I'm going to roll that against his perception.
Fair enough. Oh,
That's
now, really? Oh,
Let's see what he gets for his perception.
probably more. 27. Oh,
No, okay, so he seems to be so amused by your attempt to. And he's just laughing to himself as you're moving. And you say, "Oh, shut up!" He just stops laughing.
Good.
He looks-
I say,
So you're moving towards
me
him.
and my friend here are here to stop you. We've had enough of your cultist BS. All right. So, how do you want to handle this?
And
He
while
looks
while
at you and
and
he
while
looks at you, and you guys can. You guys in the corridor can hear. You guys can probably hear this as she basically shouts in Cyan Wrath's face. So you're still about 30 feet away,
And
35 feet away from him.
while Rogar hears her shouting at Cyan Wrath, Rogar knows that there's only one way out of this, so he's gonna walk up and stand behind Tak.
Okay, so
No, what are you doing?
okay, but Vistra walks up. Is walking up. So you're walking towards him, and Rogar steps out.
And I come with a tank.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
That's how he shows
Vistra.
up.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Vistra, you start to walk up towards him, and you say, "How do you want to handle this?" Cyan Wrath. So he goes, "As always, in single combat, it's the only way to meet a glorious end." And he starts sort of walking towards. He starts sort of like looking towards you, unsheathing his spear as he walks towards you. And then Rogar, you step out into the light behind Tak. At the same time, Weird Hal and Pedrick, what the hell's going on? You got this sort of like.
Oh no, Weird Hal is stifling laughter at the whole play that Vistra put on. He's barely able to.
Okay. So
It
Cyan
would be
Wrath.
amazing if I pulled it off.
Cyan Wrath is going to. So he sees Rogar and he goes, the false prophets. Let's see if your honeyed words can get you out of this one.
Oh, dear.
Yep. What are you gonna say?
I was going to say to Cyan Wrath, but really, you want a glorious battle. Let's be honest, you know that we'll give it our all, but we will never give you the fight of your lives. However, we do know of someone greater than you yourself that has turned traitor to the world of the cultist, and I am
Okay.
not lying this time.
Okay, so he kind of looks at you, but he kind of dismisses what you're saying. I mean, this is Langdor. He wants a fight. You're in front of him, and you know he's not one for the intricacy of Sorry, I'm sorry. I've got a lot of conversation going on in my ear at the moment. So yeah, he's got this. He's looking for he's looking for a fight. He's seen Rogar and he's seen you sort of stalking towards him.
Would you rather want a dragonborn, or would you rather a full-fledged dragon?
He looks at you. He looks at you with almost pity. He's like, no dragon would turn against us, for we fight for their glory.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Oh, I am very.
And look into my eyes, and I literally will just go straight up to him. Look into my eyes. I tell no lies.
He looks at you with a sort of look, and then just with one big clawed hand, he pushes you out of the way.
So I move how far back?
So he's just going to move you sort of to the side, and he gestures up at Rogar.
Could I dodge?
It's not an attack. He's basically just pushing you.
enough.
If you want, he says. So he points at Rogar. He says, "You, single combat. See if you can best me, unlike your friend."
And I'm just gonna step here, and I'm going to respond to him in Draconic, and I say, "You speak of honor, and you wish to have one-on-one combat. Yet I notice you also hide behind your kobold underlings, and let them weaken your prey before you face them. And also, the dragon the dwarf speaks of, I have spoken to the great blue Lenathon, and he is just playing with this so-called cult of yours."
Lenathon, that impudent whelp. You think he is the great dragon that we serve or fight alongside?
Weird Hal
No.
laughs too.
But he's but a servant in his own right. You can see a flash of respect for the evil light seems to just cross across his. He can't see downstairs.
Weird Hal wishes
He says, "I hide behind no underlings. These pathetic creatures do what they will because no one else will have them." Pathetic whelps. And he sort of he readies his sword and he says, he raises his sword and he says, "Enough talk. You and I, one-on-one.
Vishal would
No
like
one
to
else
walk
will
past.
interfere."
Vishal would like to walk past to Rogar, and she would like to sleight of hand give him her health potion that she still has.
Okay. You can just give it to him. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I just give one healing potion to Rogar. And then I just step back there.
You don't. I mean, he's challenging you to one-on-one combat. How you deal with this is up to you. I mean, you can do it however you want. But this is him saying he'll fight you one-on-one combat, and he set the terms. He said, he'll fight you one-on-one, and no one else will interfere. So this is the same thing he did in Greenest.
Tack will ask, is there
Same
a place we
turn.
can watch this?
What was that, sorry?
Oh, there you are. You're back. Well done.
Sorry, did I vanish for a minute? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. I must have lost my connection.
I
All
think
right.
Tack
So
was
basically,
saying something.
he's setting you this.
Weird,
Guys,
weird,
I'm
Weird
sorry. I
Hal
know people are saying things, but can I finish?
Yep.
All right,
No,
can I
it's
finish
fine. I was just
saying?
letting you
Sorry, I
know,
just want to
in
finish
case
what
you
I was
didn't know.
saying, and I did a whole spiel with no one
No,
there.
it's fine.
No, I didn't know he said anything, but just let me finish this quickly. So basically he says that these are the same terms as before. He's setting down a challenge like he did before with the same terms. No one else will interfere. That means that if he will keep that, he'll keep that promise. But it's down to you how you want to handle this. You can attack as a group, but if you do, then you know that probably other people will get involved, or you can attack one-on-one and accept this challenge.
Yeah, well, Tech was gonna ask, like, is there some place I can
Hello?
watch this fight?
Yep. Okay.
Weird how
I want to move up. If I can watch from a different
Okay. Yeah,
angle.
you can move up. I mean, feel free to move up. He's not charging yet.
Oh,
I'll say that
so
it takes about 6 seconds. You can just sort of move around the.
Like, I'll stand here and watch the fight, like over here, maybe.
I'll turn around to my compatriots and I'll say I'll meet his challenge, but if there's anything you can do to help before it starts, I'd be much appreciated. And I also want to while I'm turning around talking to them, I want to take that health potion.
I have nothing for you.
All right, so you can take the. I'll let he's standing there. He's waiting for you to get ready.
It's 1d4 plus 4, right? For a health
I
potion.
think it's more. No, I think it's 2d4.
How down are you?
I'm feeling rough. I'm very rough.
So while all this stuff is going on, Weird How flips the coin as sort of a question
2d4 plus 2.
to Timora. It comes up heads, and he just rushes the guy. He rushes the guy.
Okay. He rushes the guy. All right. Okay. So you step forward. You're gonna run forward past Rogar. So you got a 30-foot movement.
Is this the guy?
Weird how? Yeah, that's the guy. But so you dashing.
Wait a minute. I'm trying to get the ruler out here.
I can't hear you. Sorry. Are you dashing?
He says he's getting the ruler out to check something first.
Okay. I can't.
No, I'm just.
I can hear, but people keep breaking up in my ears, so I'm not quite sure. No, I know you. You let me know. I can hear you talking in the room there before it comes to me over Discord.
So yeah, that was what, just a straight 30-foot movement.
You can, I'll say you can get there. One move. Yep, you can get there in one move.
Okay. Here we go.
Treachery! To me, gods!
Initiative order.
Yep. But I'll let you, Weird How, you can have a surprise attack because you dashed him. Dagger of Sunfire. Let's see, does that hit? Yes, that is a hit on Langdorf.
I did subtly hold my short sword.
No, you did a lot of. You held the sword. You didn't. Yes, but you didn't say that you were going to attack.
And you also gave the potion after, so.
I did,
No, you just said you were going to try and slide your sword into your hand. Let me just put that there so I can do that.
When you're ready for
So
it,
let's
let
do
me know.
Cyan Wrath. Okay. Come on. There we go. So Cyan Wrath, he gets a what? He gets a 9. And then this guy, he's going to be going... Sheet. He's going to go... Come on, your computer's so slow. He's going to get 11, and the other one is also... What was that? Going to get an initiative order. Okay, so he's also initiative as well. Oh, stop rolling twice! I don't know why it seems to roll twice at the moment. It's ridiculous. It's like it doubles the action. All right, so how are we doing
lagging for me.
Yeah, it's lagging terribly at the moment. I don't know what's going on.
I think it's roll 20.
All right, so Weird Hal. Ironically, Weird Hal. Has everybody else rolled? Yeah. Tack. Pedrick, have you rolled?
Oh, I didn't click my.
I don't have Pedrick on the list.
Oh yeah, I'm in there.
I'm sorry, I hadn't rolled because I was trying to say something before I rolled initiative, but I didn't want to interrupt. Can you hear me okay?
That's okay. What were we going to...
I was just going to say...
I can't hear you, Pedrick. Sorry, Callum, you're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Base, can we switch server? Maybe it's overloaded now, or something. We think we can try switching server.
Yep, let me just do that.
Can you hear me now?
Hang on, give it a second.
Can you hear me now?
There
I can hear you now, but it's still a bit broken up. I keep losing my connection.
Sorry. I'll go ahead and roll initiative while you guys get the sound figured out.
Okay. And Weird Hal, you hit him, so with the dagger, just to let you know. Okay, nice. So, Weird Hal, are we still on? Can everybody hear me?
Yep, I can hear you fine.
Yeah, we hear you. He did 6 damage, I think.
Alright, sorry, I'm on really bad connection. I might have to leave the call and come back. I think I've got such a bad connection here. Just one second, I'll be right back.
Shall we?
We can go to break there.
Should we take a quick break before this actually kicks off?
Yeah, let's take a quick break, guys. We'll take a break. And then we'll be back because we'll have about another 45 minutes of game time before mini acts you have to go, don't you? After about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll leave the call. We'll leave it for a moment. It'll be 10 minutes break. Can we go on break, please? And that's it. everyone, and welcome back to another Horde of the Dragon Queen. This is the second part of our 13th episode, and our intrepid adventurers have stumbled, clattered, clanked, and fallen down enough stairs to wake up the entirety of the the necromantic hordes of whatever tomb they're going to be raiding in another adventure. But they are now facing off against an enemy that they have seen decimate one of their own in combat. Langdarosa Cyanrath, the half-blue dragon, has challenged them to combat, setting up for single combat with Rogar. And as they did so, a wild-eyed and glowing with sort of sparkling coin like luck shards coming off him, is our intrepid bard, who literally just pounded around the corner and started stabbing. So we've got Cyanrath yells out, "Traitors!" and they all surge to attack. Funnily enough, Weird Hal, you've stabbed him once before, but now it is your turn again, because you are at the beginning of the because you had a surprise round, but now you are it's your turn again. So what do you want to do?
Well, let's try Thunder Wave. I'm going to cast this one at level dose.
Okay. All right, Thunder Wave. It's a 15-foot cube, and where is it centered? On yourself, yes?
Centered on my everything that's touching me, basically.
So basically, only Cyanrath at the moment.
Basically, yeah.
Does he get to roll any dexterity, or is it just 8 damage? Oh, he gets a Constitution save. Okay.
Constitution saving throw of 13.
Yeah.
All right.
10 damage.
He rolls an 8, so he takes 8 damage. Is that right? Awesome.
Oh, it's 10, right?
It's
The
10
higher level
damage.
cast. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, sorry. 2 thunder, 8 thunder, 10 damage. All right. So
And
he
does he
takes 10 thunder
He is,
damage.
he is also blown back 2 squares, 10 feet.
All right. So you launch yourself at him, you stab at him, and then suddenly, this thunder wave comes out and just blasts him back. Prone because of it? Is there anything else that goes?
He
with
is
that?
not. He is not afflicted with the prone condition.
He just gets pushed back. All right, so
Yes.
he gets pushed back. He gets pushed back to his basically next to one of his helpers. All right. So is there anything else you want to do? That was your action. You still got your move, and you still got your bonus action.
I'm gonna stay. No, I'm going to stay right there, but I'm going to, instead of using a bonus action or anything, I'm going to save a reaction to use Cutting Words if anyone strikes at me.
Okay, and you can cast that as a reaction.
Yes, it's a reaction.
It's a reaction. All right. So it's okay. I'm just checking. The spell itself is a reaction spell.
Yes.
All right.
Could still do
Okay.
a bonus action.
Yeah, so if you can still use a reaction even if you don't use a bonus action. If it's a reaction ability, you can still do a bonus action.
Say that again?
You can still do a bonus action because you get one reaction. So that would be either like striking someone who moves out of combat with you, casting shield, those
Oh,
sorts of
man.
things.
You know what? Weird Hal just leveled up in knowledge. Yeah, no, I'm going to stand there and I'm going to be like, come at me, bro.
Okay, come at me, bro. You can see him sort of like get up. He sort of pushes himself back, pushes off one of his guys who's trying to help him. Sort of like just twitches, pulls his greatsword from his back, and you can see he's readying himself. Pedrick, you're next.
Hedrick looks up, thrusting his arms forward, and casts Sacred Flame upon the blue demon.
Okay, you cast Sacred Flame.
That's a saving throw versus dexterity.
Okay. What's the DC? 14. Okay. 10. Oh, you keep saying I roll really.
Here we go.
I'm rolling really bad for them now as well. So wow. Okay, so 9 more damage flying out. It hits him. You can see the flames start to cook up his body.
That's what you've been saving up the bad rolls for. Here we go. Either that or something.
Okay. Pedrick, you didn't do anything else? That was your action? You didn't move
That's my
or
action.
anything?
Well, can I still move, or is that considered a bonus
You
action?
can still move. You can still move.
In that case, I'm going to move. Let's see.
Oh,
We'll move right to this spot right here. Actually, if I put the move thing, it works better. So there.
PM.
Yes?
Can someone play cantrips out of their turn, or does it have to be on their turn?
It has to be on their turn, or it has to be a reaction. Like you can
Alright,
cast
that's
a
cool.
reaction spell. Okay?
Alright.
Alright, so, it's okay. There are some wizards and stuff who can do that, and there are some spells which do that as well. Alright, so, next one up, if Pedrick, if that's your turn, the next person to go is... Tack.
Yep. Tack is going to move right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then bonus action dash.
Okay.
6, 7. Here.
Okay.
And then he's gonna shoot the bad guy.
The one that you, which one? The blue dragon or the?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna
The
shoot
main
at him.
guy.
All right, yep.
No sneak attack, right?
There's no
Yeah.
one near him. You're not hidden,
Alright.
so
I'm not hidden, no.
that's a
23.
hit.
you want my
Or 9 piercing.
9 piercing damage. Nice.
Suck it,
Okay,
Cyrus.
so basically he's basically been thrown back by this flame. He gets pushed back, then fire comes flying out, smacks into him and crawls all over his body. It's radiant flame, and just as he's like patting it out, he goes and turns forward. This arrow comes flying from behind him and strikes him in the side. And you see him pull it off, crack it and break it, and he looks pissed. Okay, so I need to just quickly do something. This is for me, so I remember. All right, and next person up is a berserker is going to go up next. So let me see what he's going to do. He saw you attack. He saw you attack, and he is going to go and attack at... He's probably going to run and attack Tack, because Tack just ran past him. So he's going to go for you. He's going to move up and he's going to recklessly attack. Gives him advantage on his attack rolls. But you will get advantage against him as well, like next turn. So he's going to attack you, and he gets advantage on this. So he pulls back. He basically, you see this guy, and like runs at you. This big axe. He pulls this massive axe from off his back, and he starts running at you. And that is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so that's 22 to hit. He hits you with his axe, and he does 12 slashing damage.
Uh-oh.
So basically, he sees you shoot this arrow at Cyanra, and then he just dashes for you. He's drooling, his eyes are red, and he's charged at you, and he just splashes right across your chest and tears a massive gouge in your armor and cuts you underneath, and you start bleeding quite heavily.
Tack's not looking good.
Rogar, you're next.
All right. And I am just gonna let me just double check the ranges. Yeah, I'm just gonna just full run past Weird Hell coming through, and I'm gonna go here, and I'm just going to pull off some fighter shenanigans, and
Okay.
use a fainting attack on him. I can't remember if we've got this set up properly. Natural 20! Come on!
Oh,
I told you.
Right.
Weird Al looked at that and it's like, I told you so.
Yep, right, so I need to roll. Okay, I'm going to have to roll the damage
you get to roll your damage, then you get to add D8 to that as well because of your
so
thing.
I am going to roll. So I roll 2d8 plus 5 is going to be just the so this is 2d8 for the critical damage plus 5 to this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's just for the damage.
Okay, so that's the
That's
damage from
just the critical damage. Then I will roll my
Alright, and
d8
then you
superiority
roll
die.
Okay.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Plus 4,
14,
15
15 damage. There we are. I don't have any bonus actions actually, but that I can use right now. So yeah.
All right, so
my turn.
wow, what does fainting attack do as well? It means there's a disadvantage.
Oh
I think
shoot!
you
I should have had. Oh no, I did roll 2. Fainting attack should have given me
can't get higher
advantage.
than you
No,
already got.
no, that's fine. Fainting attack would have given me advantage on my attack. Fainting attack is the bonus action, and to give me advantage on the hit. But I rolled a critical, so
You don't want to roll again.
there's no need to roll again. So yeah, that'll be fine. There we go. So yeah, fainting attack.
All right, so 15
Boosh.
damage. That is pretty nice. All right, you smack right into
And I
him.
want to
And
Draconic.
basically-
I want to say as I swing around, as I do my feint, and I swing around, and I'll say in Draconic in his face, "What has Tiamat done for you lately?" Jah! And
You can
smack
see him,
one.
and you can basically see him, and he's like, and he's basically, you can see him hunched over. This is not the Siren Wrath you're used to. He's hunched over. He's holding his side. You can see there's a number of his teeth are cracked from your blow. He's holding onto his sword, but you can see his hold is a little bit weak. In comparison to, you can tell you're a fighter, and you can tell that he's actually having trouble holding on to his weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you guys have laid the smack down on him. He's going to try and attack you back now.
Bring it.
Okay, so he's going to attack you, Rogar. He sees you as the threat. So he is going to, first of all, let me see what's he going to do.
See what maneuvers he's got.
I think he would. I think he's going to attack. All right, so he is going to attack with his greatsword.
Yep.
Now, as he draws the greatsword, you notice something strange about the sword. All right. Basically, you see as he pulls this sword out, you can see that lightning is crackling along the blade. Okay.
Yeah.
And he is going to attack you with his sword. And that is an 18.
Riposte.
That's my reaction.
No, you have 2 extra AC. Right?
No, that would have
Sorry,
worn off by now.
From the other fight. Yeah.
He is. What are you doing, Weird Hal?
He's using his reaction to
That's
do
my
the.
reaction.
Okay, so you said your reaction was if he attacked. Did you say if he attacked anyone?
Yeah.
Because you've got to be specific
No.
with these reactions. You can't just
A
say.
reaction
I-
is free. You
attacks.
can just do it.
Oh, the reaction. He doesn't have
Weird
to. Have.
Hal.
Okay, he's
Yeah,
doing it as a
with-
reaction, so he's
Yeah.
cutting words as a reaction. Does
Yeah,
he get to
okay.
roll for anything? Does he get to dodge
Yeah, I
it in
roll-
any way?
No, I get to subtract 1d6 roll from his...
So he gets -3 from his thing. All right, so he gets -3, so that's a 15.
And then I'm going to riposte the miss.
No, okay, yep. So you were posting it, all right?
Yep. So again, I just hit him back and add 1d8 to the damage if. It's 25.
That's a hit.
Let me just double check, make sure he does. He doesn't save against that, does he? No. So that's. And then so it's damage plus 1d8 So it's 11 plus 3. Another 14 points of damage.
Okay, 14
And
points of damage.
Yep.
You tear his head off.
Nice!
With one blow. You knock his. He basically goes to strike you. You knock his sword to one side, and he just can't dodge this blow. You hit him, and his head literally implodes. It just rips right off his neck, and the body of Cyan Wrath crashes to the ground.
Oh.
In fact, I'm just gonna keep him there for the moment because just in case, I don't know. I'm going to just leave him there. So he's dead. He's deceased. Let me just put a token on. Just so that he's a pretty powerful character, so he might actually get up. He probably gets to take his death saving throws. Sorry, I just need to put a token on him somehow. He is down. So he'd have to take a Constitution saving throw. And that would be 22. Alright, so he passes his saving throw, no problem, but he will have to take death saves. It's not his turn. It still is his turn, but it's the beginning of your turn, isn't it? Or the end of your turn.
You take a death saving throw when it comes back to the beginning of your turn. You'll take a death saving throw.
Yeah, so he's down. He's down at the moment. So that's him done. So he's down on the ground. You don't quite tear his head off, all right? You sort of like smush it in on one side, and he's just on the ground panting to himself. His head stayed attached. Yeah, his constitution was strong enough; it didn't get ripped off his neck. The next person to go is this guy here, and I think seeing that you just knocked down his boss, he's going to charge you, and he's going to recklessly attack you.
Yep.
So he gets advantage on his rolls.
Yep.
Because of that, and he's going to do 17, which I believe bounces off you.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically, he swings through at you, and it basically just misses you. It skitters off your shoulder pauldron and just bounces off. Next person to go is Vistra.
Okay, can I attack someone that's down?
No, you can't attack someone. He's down.
You can.
You will have to take death saving throws. Let me just think. I know you can. I'm just trying to think how it works. I believe if you attack and do damage, he has to take a death saving throw immediately or something like that. I have to double check that. It's never come up that I've used an NPC.
While I'm waiting for my turn, I can have a look up at that if you want. I've got the player book in front of me. If you like.
Would you mind just checking that for me in the player's handbook? Because
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure how that works.
Just because I was thinking of dashing, which I think is a bonus action, to move there, to then give myself flanking plus sneak attack, and then attack him with my short sword and my dagger. That was my idea.
Okay, so damage at 0 hit points. If you take any damage while you have 0 hit points, you suffer a death saving throw failure. If the damage is from a critical hit, you suffer 2 death failures instead. And if the damage equals or exceeds your hit point maximum, you suffer an instant death, but only in that one attack.
Yeah, so Vistra, you can go and attack. You will get advantage to hit him because he's down, and he is. You'll also get because basically he's prone, which gives you advantage if you're 5 feet from him. If you hit him, then he takes a death saving throw.
Failure.
I think if you hit it, is a crit.
If you cause damage,
no, you have to roll a critical hit in order to do death saving throws. You have to roll it.
But you have to you have to roll a crit to have 2 failures, and if you do any damage to anybody who's got 0, it's an instant single death failure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Thanks for clearing that up.
Thanks.
Against an unconscious target, a hit is an automatic crit. If you beat the AC, that's what I thought. But
you must
I don't understand why it would. This is again us having a conversation wording of here because from what I understand, well, no, I mean, I'm happy. This is an interesting conversations to have, considering that a lot of us are new players. That is so. I mean, the wording would seem to indicate. I mean, because if every hit is naturally a critical hit against someone who is down, then why would it say if you get hit, you take a single saving throw? Because you'd always take 2 death saving throws. Then you'd always get 2 deaths automatically. Yeah. Because you always get critical hits.
What I found.
I assume attempt to hit. I know. I'm just thinking.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, obviously you're the DM of the rule, but I read it as.
I'm going to rule as the DM. I'm going to rule as the DM that you have to roll a critical in order to get 2 death savings, because that works for you guys as well. So if someone attacks you, you also get your. You would also. They would actually have to roll a crit to make you two death saving throws on your character. Okay.
All right. So as a bonus action, I can dash.
Okay. You're gonna dash.
Okay. So bonus action, I'm gonna dash. I'm actually gonna move here. Okay. I'm gonna move here, which I know is about 40, so that's fine. I am going to attack him. Because I don't like him. I don't want him to get
have to be within. You have to be within 5 feet of him to shoot him without disadvantage.
I'm not shooting him. I'm using my short sword.
Okay, so you're gonna be next to him and short sword him. Okay, go on then.
Yes. All right. So I get my sneak attack. I get advantage.
You don't get advantage from when you're standing because you're not flanking him. Oh no, you do have advantage because you're next to him. Go on then.
He's prone as well, so I.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, you do have it.
That's okay. So, short sword first.
Alright, roll natural 20. Okay, no, that doesn't pierce his armor.
So it doesn't do anything. Alright, and then, my dagger. Oh, I don't get sneak attack for that, do I?
No, you get advantage. You do have advantage.
You would still have advantage, yeah.
But you don't get through his armor. It doesn't pierce his armor, it just bounces off his armor again.
Okay, what else can I do? I would also, no, that's an action. I can't do that. Okay. All right, that's. I got 40. I moved 40. I had, I think, 50 feet left. So disengage is an action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it a bonus action?
I think you're
disengage is a bonus action for you because you're
I've already dashed, so I can't do that. Okay, so I'll end my turn there.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird Hal, your turn.
Okay, Weird Hal is ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to get my character sheet up here.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
It's I'm doing Tasha's. I'm doing Tasha's hideous laughter.
Hideous laughter. Okay.
Right here. This fella right here.
On him?
That guy right there.
That's fine. So hideous laughter. 1 action. He finds it hilariously funny. He must succeed a wisdom saving throw or fall prone and be incapacitated. All right, so wisdom saving. What's your saving throw for him? What does he have to beat?
13.
What's your number? 13. Oh, sorry, he doesn't have advantage. Either
Failed
one
them
fails.
both.
So he basically, you can see him like he's looking around, and he sees Cyanrath on the floor. He's like, and he falls to the ground and starts just rolling around with laughter. He is prone. He is incapacitated and unable to stand up for 1 minute as well, as long as you're concentrating. I think if you
if he takes an attack, he
has to roll another saving throw. And he has advantage.
At the start of his turn, he gets a wisdom saving.
Okay, and if he takes damage, he has advantage on that. Okay, all right. So that's your action. You going to do anything else?
Yeah, I think I will join in with his laughter, and wait to use my cutting words again. Now that I've had another turn, right. I'm so glad I have that now.
Okay, so cutting words. I'm going to say that he is. I'm just trying to
only
put the symbol on him.
I only get 4 per day, but I've only used 2 so far.
Pretty good.
He's incapacitated. All right. Brilliant. Pedrick, your turn.
Can Pedrick see Tack from where he is standing? I know the angle is a little iffy there, so I figured I'd ask.
You'd have to. I think if you were doing that, you can't shoot through an enemy, so you'd actually have to hit the one in front of you from that angle.
I was going to cast a spell.
The question
I just
was
have to be able to see my target.
if you could see.
Yeah, I mean,
Tack.
you can't really see. You can't see Tack because he's sort of.
Okay,
You can
good.
see he's hidden, and there's a bad guy in front of him. So he's around the corner of the pillar, and there's a bad guy in front of him. So I don't think you can see him from that view, particularly since your vision would have to pass through another enemy. He is prone at the moment. He's on the floor. No, I'm going to say I'm afraid from your angle that you're currently at, I would say the stone is blocking your angle on him.
If you
Then I will
move a bit,
move
you can see me.
to here so I can see.
We're fighting, right? So he can see me.
The bad guy's still in front. The berserker's still in front. What do you have to roll to hit him?
No, I just need to be able to see Tack, period.
All right, yeah, okay. I'll roll. You can see him because from there you can probably see a bit of him swirling in combat with this guy.
So as I see him, I raise my mace and I yell, "Rise, brother!" and I cast Healing Word.
Okay. So healing
And I'm
word
gonna
on
cast
attack.
that at level 2.
Okay. So that is 8 points of healing. Back to attack.
And that will be the end of my turn.
All right, and so Tack, it's your turn.
Tack is feeling a little bit better, but he's not really happy.
Okay.
Can I uncanny dodge and go like right here?
You can
Well, I mean, like disengage.
you can circle him. You could circle him to go here because you'll be in his combat zone. You wouldn't actually be leaving his area of combat.
Yeah, I meant can I pass between him and the rock, basically? Like,
You can move from there to there. If you want to move further, you'd have to use your bonus action to disengage.
that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
And then,
so you
so
still
that's
have another
5 feet?
10. You still, yeah, that's 5. You still have another 10 feet you can move.
2, go here, and then do I still get my regular move?
Yeah, because you use the bonus action to disengage, and that allows you to get up. You have to move away from the guy you're fighting. So yeah, you can still move. You've still got your regular move.
I'll go over here.
Okay.
Oh,
And you
I
still have
mean
your
over
action.
here, sorry. Yeah, and then I'm gonna stab the guy that's laughing.
Okay. So you're stabbing him. You have advantage against him because he's prone.
Yep. And sneak attack, I guess,
Yep.
since there's someone there.
Yep.
I'm sorry, GM.
Yep.
What is the skull on Vistra? What does that mean?
Oh, she's
I just put
poisoned.
that there 'cause I'm poisoned.
Oh, it's a poison
Oh.
mushroom.
I
I'm
put
guessing
the
that's
skull on
it.
my guy. He's dead. That is a hit. Yeah, 25. It's definitely a hit.
That's 19 damage.
For 20 damage. Okay, you stab this guy. You stab this guy good. That is. Let me just check how much health these guys have. Okay, that is 19 points of damage on him. All right. Yeah. So you've stabbed him. He seems to be. I mean, he's still maniacally laughing to himself. He's got now. He can take a wisdom saving throw, I believe, with advantage to see whether he broken out of his laughter. And he has to beat. He still fails. He has to be 13. So he's
Right.
stabbed. He looks down at the wound. And he's just he looks up at you. He's just like holding his wound.
I'm cutting like a
but
smiley face.
Yeah. That's yeah. So he takes some damage. Yeah. He seems to be hurt, but he's pretty beefy, pretty tough, and he seems to be sort of like more focused on his laughing right now than any damage that you did to him. Okay. Next person to go is the berserker you left behind. And so he is going to go to. And he's going to walk up to you, Vistra.
Okay.
And he's going to recklessly attack you, which gives him an advantage on his attack rolls. You will have advantage on anybody fighting him next turn in close combat, also advantage in melee with him with melee attack roll. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he attacks.
Yep, that hits.
15.
Oh.
And that is 11 slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay, that's his turn. He doesn't have any bonus actions he can do. Yeah, that's it. So that's 11 damage to you, and that is his turn done. Rogar, you're next.
And seeing the dwarf getting attacked by a massive berserker, I'm going to go 5. That's 10, 15, 20, 25 to here. And I will smack that guy with my warhammer. 16.
Oh.
That is a hit.
For 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, yeah, you race over to this guy, and you're in close combat with him. You can see he's wide open. He's basically just swinging this axe around with wild abandon, and you just wait for your moment, and you pound him with your hammer. But you can hear some ribs crack, or at least you hear them creak with your blow. He seems to spin around and look at you. His teeth got foam coming from his mouth. His eyes are bloodshot red, and you can hear him looking at you. Okay. So you do some damage to him. These guys pretty beefy. Okay. Next person to go is the berserker on the ground. Now does he get to make a saving throw at the beginning of his turn, or is that just
Well,
You
technically,
can still do one on Rogar's turn.
Technically, it's the end of his turn because he doesn't get to act after.
That's true. He won't get to do any acts. It will be the last thing he does. Okay, and he won't have
Still has
advantage
one
on
on
it.
Rogar's attack, right?
This is not the guy on the ground. This is not the guy who's rolling on the ground.
Oh, it's the other one.
Ran around the other one. So, so he will get to do nothing in his turn, incapacitated. But he will get to roll a wisdom saving throw at the end of his turn to see if he breaks out.
Nope.
He's just finding everything hilariously funny today.
That's 2 12s in a row.
You can see him try to. You can see him try to get up. He's like, he's like pulling himself up. To the side again. He's just finding everything hilariously funny. He kind of rolling over and he pokes Siremat's body. It goes back and sort of like rolls over again. Vistra, it's your turn.
Okay, Vistra would like to use her cantrip, which takes 1 action to do True Strike on Cyan Wrath, because she knows he is a lightning dragon, but she would like to know what his weakness could be.
Okay, so he's a blue half dragon, so he has resistance to lightning.
Yes.
You also know that he doesn't seem to have any. He doesn't seem to have any particular weaknesses. it just, you know, you just
So if I
know that you
use
would
True
be
Strike,
resistant
it won't
to
do
it.
anything.
Well, you've already done it. You
No,
did
I
your
haven't done
action.
True Strike yet.
Oh, I thought you'd done it.
No,
Oh, God.
no, I said if I could I do True Strike, and you said yes, and then I didn't actually click it yet.
All right.
So I'll click it.
Okay, next,
just so
okay,
that
so
I
next
do
time,
it.
I know, sorry. Just next time, clarify that for me
Okay,
because
so
I've gone and given you information.
there's nothing special. Okay,
No.
so Visha is going to.
But you will get
use-
advantage on your roll against him on your first roll at target, providing it hasn't done so next turn. Or no, one
Yeah, so
round.
that's on him.
So that's until the beginning of your round. Yeah.
So I would like to do my bonus attack, which would be my dagger.
I believe your offhand attack has to be part of your regular attack. So if you attack, you get to then make the offhand attack. So it's part of your attack action. So you attack once. If you have a finesse weapon, you can then attack with your offhand weapon. It's like part of your attack action.
All right, that's fine. In that case, what I'm going to do as a bonus, I could disengage.
Yeah, do it the way if you want.
I will, and that's what, 15 feet.
Yep.
So if can I go next to Cyanrath there without the others attacking me? That's around me as well.
Well, the only one that could attack you would be the one that I'm fighting with. So yeah, if you disengage from him and you can go around.
But then you would lose flanking, wouldn't you?
I'm not fussed about that.
All right, fine. Okay,
All right.
in that case, I will move over there.
Okay, so
That's my turn.
and so we're moving to the beginning of the next turn. So happening, there's basically Cyanrath is down. You can hear he's very faintly breathing, but you can just sort of hear him gasping for breath. I don't believe I've actually rolled a Constitution check for Cyanrath. He's out of the combat now. Because I deleted him by mistake. So let me just quickly roll a death saving check, see whether he dies. See whether he rolls anything. He passes one. Okay, so there's one pass for Cyanrath right now. So basically, what's happening is we've got one round combat going on, one between Rogar and this berserker. The berserker's flailing around wildly. You know, you've got Rogar is in combat, and he seems to be really in control of the situation. But from the shadows, sort of here, you hear a little voice. You hear a little voice call out, and he says, "You shall not harm him!" And from the shadow strolls a little character. If I can find him, where are you? And a little character here. And he strolls from the shadows. Seeing what he sees, when he sees like a dangerous situation, and you see from around his body this golden glow starts to suffuse his body, and these 4 golden orbs appear around him, and he launches them forward at the barbarian. And that is where we will, that's the berserker, and that is where we will end today's session.
Yes!
Oh.
Damn! There's so much to talk about later.
So exciting.
Wow,
What a great
that
fight.
was
Damn.
amazing. Oh,
Wow.
Oh my
I told
God,
you
so
guys
much
it was
to
going to go good.
Okay,
was, yeah.
Okay, guys, we are going to be ending our session here today. Our intrepid here actually had a very successful combat so far after everything that they've been through. This is, I think, the best action that's happened, since the beginning of this intrepid adventure. It's really exciting, really wonderful, and you guys have all played amazingly despite some of the technical troubles we've been having today, and thank you for being so patient for that. It really has been great. We're gonna be stopping the stream right here. I'm afraid one of our number has to dash off.
Tapestry.
We are
But we're
going to
gonna
do
have
the tapestry.
we're gonna have the tapestry. But just to let you know that some of us are gonna be dashing off now because they have some arrangements they need to get to. And
I got news while the stream was happening, guys. I know that I mentioned a couple weeks ago that I was kind of looking into getting a job as a makeup artist and kind of set painter and set sculptor for the Bates Motel Haunted Hayride attraction. I just got a text message from the guy. He said he looked at my work on Instagram and the pictures that I sent him of my recent work. He said he was really impressed and he wants to meet with me this week.
Yes.
Damn,
good
dude.
stuff, man.
But
There's
Hoorah.
some
That's
hype in the
brilliant.
chat.
So now you can go and have a really nice time with the missus, yeah?
Yeah, we're gonna have a date tonight.
Amazing.
Oh, wonderful.
All right, guys. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end the actual sort of talking stream now. But we're not going to be going anywhere because we've got the we're gonna have a little bit of a chat about the stuff that's going on our tapestry. So let me just quickly say thank you very much to everyone. Thank you very much to everyone for taking part today. You've been amazing, playing wonderfully. And also, yes, please support extralife.org. All the information is attached to our site. The information is, I believe, on our stream page. You can get that. Please, guys, it's for the kids. Just because we're not doing a charity stream does not mean you can't help. Cup of coffee, price of a cup of coffee would really help them.
Yeah, it's never too late. It's never too late to donate. Seriously, anytime, all year long.
Exactly.
All right. So that's us today, guys. Stick around for the tapestry. And cheerio. It's been wonderful. Bye.
Thanks. I love you guys. Bye.
All right. So we're going to move over to the tapestry, which is on the screen in a few minutes or a few seconds. For
That was fantastic.
those of you.
I love you guys. I'm
There we
sorry
go.
for that.
No problem.
Go
Mia.
have a
You
great
take care
time.
now.
Congratulations. Congratulations again, man.
yeah, congratulations, man.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
There we go.
All
All right.
right,
So we have the
so-
tapestry. So here we go. Let me
Yeah.
bring it up
So
on my
the
screen.
tapestry is the tapestry is what we use for anyone that is into miniature painting or arts and crafts. Doesn't have to be specifically to miniature painting. And if you want to share your work on our stream, you can absolutely do that. So there's a couple from me. There's a couple. There's one from Will, Basis of Operations, and one from Gav, Plutonium OD. So, yeah, okay,
I've
we'll
got
start
them
from the
open.
beginning.
There we are.
then.
There we are.
So, first one is my Noxious Lightbringer, I can't say it properly, Death Guard, and it's the first Death Guard that I've been painting. Yeah, so I'm quite proud of it. He's still got a long way to go. But yeah, I've been enjoying painting Death Guard a lot. And I think, Will, I've got you into painting Death Guard as well.
Yeah, I've
Again.
been picking mine back up again. Yeah.
Yeah, love inspiring people. All right, the next one that I've done is one part of the insect on my Spirit of Durthu.
Oh wow.
Again, I'm new to painting Sylvaneth, and that little dude was a little nasty to paint because it's so tiny. But I'm trying to like make sure it's all sorted. So it was a nightmare, but I'm pretty proud of that. That Spirit of Durthu is going to be dark redwood with like really nice green decorative armor, and the armor will have like golden leaves, and it's a really nice autumn theme that I'm trying to do. So hopefully all the colours come together really nicely.
And
The
I
next
will
one,
say in to the chat, Suzuki, the tapestry you can find on the Meeple Palace Discord. We can point it to you after the show if you like.
It's looking sweet. I love that thing. I see it on my that picture. All those things in my house, and I look at really cool.
Yeah. So this one is my Chaos Hellbrute, which I'm doing as Black Legion, and he is actually probably the only one recently that I've actually finished. And there's a front and back picture in that post as well. I kind of want to. I got a little bit inspired by what was it? You know the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh
You know
yes,
when
yeah.
Dr. Jackal, Dr. Jackal
Turns
finds
into
that
Mr.
one
Hyde.
of the evil guys
Oh,
turns.
yeah.
An evil guy takes it and he goes monstrously massive, and his muscles go really raw and straight. That's what.
Oh.
To a massive amount.
I always think that thing reminds me of something out of Resident Evil.
I
Sounds
love the lava look on the bottom of it too. It's awesome. Very well done.
Much better than my pizza base for my Demon Prince. I'll have to
awesome.
show you that later. Thank
Alright.
you.
The pizza base.
Oh,
I love
shut
it.
up. Yeah, so you can find me as Missy TTV. It's nice and simple.
Yeah,
So,
which is over here, Instagram here.
Miss TTT. Oh, I did it in the wrong thing. I did it in the wrong 20. Never mind. All right, but yeah.
On
you can see it.
Instagram and
Okay.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
Alright, then the
Nice
next
and
one
simple.
is from me.
And I'll let you go away and speak about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, this one was because I received the first payment from Twitch due to the fantastic support from my viewers. And so I did a little thing where I allowed my viewers to basically tell me how to paint a miniature. And the internet did not disappoint with its creativity. And so we have what has been also named by my viewers as the Pride Marine. So you
I
see
like it.
bright purple Space Marine with bunny ears and a cotton tail because, you know, why not? And so,
I love it.
and
Oh,
what I
what's
really
on
love even more is that they also decided that it should be put on a grimdark industrial base as well. So we have this bright purple Space Marine on a grimdark industrial base. So that is fantastic. And yes, and his carrot. Thank you, Pluto,
I
for
love
that.
the cotton tail.
Yeah. Pluto has pointed out that the fact that his the way that I believe it was Nuts Paints asked me to draw the to paint the parchment, the purity seal. It basically looks like you've got a carrot attached to his waist. So there we are.
Perfect. That's so ingenious.
So that's
I don't
mine.
know. I call him Sergeant Cottontail.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
just need a
and
basket with colorful eggs.
Yeah.
and of course you can
And
find
the
me on
next
Instagram and Twitter and on
love him.
Twitch there. And we have one more that I didn't have ready prepared because it was put on during the show from Plutonium or Gav. So we'll have a look at this one. Oh, here we go. This one's fantastic. There we go.
So this, I believe, is his Lieutenant Amulius. If I pronounced that correctly. I love the yellow.
Oh, it's amazing.
I think I posted in TMP Discord that I've never known
Yeah,
how to
I love
use
that.
yellows and oranges properly on miniatures, but that works so well.
It's just an amazing model.
I'm just upset that he has that model. One you can only get like from certain events, or is it from the store? You got to get it from like an store opening. I can't remember which one that is, but that one is like only for something in particular. Was it for Games Day or something? I don't know. Either way, that model is not easy to get, and
No, it's
good on you for
amazing
painting it.
Oh man, the
looks
detail
great.
in the face on that thing is
Yeah, I
just
mean it's amazing, isn't
fabulous.
it? It's amazing. It's
Face
fantastic.
is insane.
You guys and
Well,
faces are
Warhammer
just,
Fest.
are
Thanks,
just-
Plutonium.
you guys and faces. I hate you so much. I've got
Yeah.
a lot of work to do to get to that level.
There's a reason I like
I cou-
Tau.
I-
You're all wearing the
I
masks.
couldn't paint a baseball bat.
And of course
Yeah.
you can find him on Instagram
Yeah,
as
thank you
Plutonium
very much.
and Go Cliff.
Yeah. I think we have to call this episode Lucky 13 because I think just the way you guys played today was
Oh, we
So I
managed
don't
to
want
get
to
away
take,
from
I
it.
don't want to take away from what we're seeing on the tapestry. I keep saying, oh, I can't believe you did that. You guys basically steamrolled through the bosses.
Yeah, I mean, I think as a
You got
group,
beaten by mushrooms, but you get beaten by
Yeah.
mushrooms. You through the bosses. You brought through the bosses.
That
Like
was amazing.
exactly like
Mosquitoes records, yeah.
yeah, exactly like Vistra was saying earlier. It's like, had enough. We've had all this chaff thrown at us. We've had enough. Come back here.
and to be fair, to have Kobold Dernicus save the day right at the end, that was just amazing. Little
yeah,
Kobold
just a
coming
cherry
in.
on the top.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
I think as a group we did decide that no, that was it. Cyan Wrath is going down. It just kill him. We'll deal with everything else later.
Yeah, you focused on him. You did some serious damage, and literally like everybody attacked him, and he went down.
And we all hit for once.
Yeah, every single one.
The clutch healing, I was down to 4 HP. Then he healed me, and then I got damaged, and I was down to 4 again. Perfect. Oh.
Ooh, that was fun.
Great stuff.
I cannot wait to hear where we can have a proper discussion about this on the next campfire. That'll be amazing. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait till Pedrick has a moment to talk to Vistra because he has some very interesting things to say to her.
Oh, tune in next week.
I'm wondering how Pedrick's going to deal with a kobold walking out, and basically he's an abomination smack. I want to see how all of you. Because I think only Rogar at the moment. You're the only one who knows about him.
I'm the only one who recognises him.
Others,
Everybody else knows that I spoke to one, but I'm the only one who will recognise him.
That's true. Yeah, we don't know who he is. Yeah, that's fair enough. GM, do you know who you would like to be on the next campfire? Just to give us a heads up.
I'd like to have Point on the next campfire because, if possible, because this would be, because it's good to have you on. You'll be the one we haven't actually spoken to yet on the campfire. Also, maybe we can make it 3 people on the campfire. How about Point, Rogar, and Points, Will, and who would? I mean, I don't know. Who would like to be on it? I mean, Vistra would like to be on it. Or Vistra like to be on it, or would you, Kelly, like to be on it? Which one? I don't mind.
I'll leave it this time and let someone else. I can always join the next time.
Okay. Callum, do you fancy being on it?
It makes no difference to me if it's me or Weird Hal, either one.
Do you want it to be Weird Hal? Just because me and Pedrick, next time we're able to, we can then have our chat, and Pedrick wants to say things to me, so that could work then.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Weird Hal
the only thing is, in our last campfire, it was you and Callum as well. So I'm thinking about giving people different combinations.
Or perhaps leave it up to the audience.
Why don't we do all of them?
Well, yeah. Do you all want to come and do the next? It's like before we go into the final thing, we can just all do it if we want to.
Could do. Maybe we'll leave it.
That would be fun.
Yeah, we'll figure it out then, and we'll announce it on the Discord.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll announce it on the Discord when we figure it out.
All right.
Yeah, we have to ask Nate as well, but he's not here at the moment, so it's best to talk to him anyway.
All right. Okay. Well,
all right.
I think that pretty much wraps it up.
I'll look for someone to raid.
Yeah, please do that. I hope you all enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself immensely.
15 minutes of it.
And yeah, so we're going to be raiding. Do you know who we're going to be raiding?
I need to have a look first, see who's online.
Don't go to Critical Role. Those guys have got enough followers. No, I'm joking. No, guys, watch Critical Role. But I'm just saying, guys, these guys are multimedia stars already.
And table stories,
I think
well.
it's on.
Yeah. So let's have a look. Yeah, table story. Yeah, why not? That's where I met
I
Point.
have got to run, so thanks for the game, a great time, and I'll catch you guys all soon.
Bye, Callum. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Okay,
See you, man.
so the raid is Roll On to Glory, nice and simple, and yeah, it's where I met Point, and it's only fair that I say thank you, or us reciprocate, with the love. So yeah, we're gonna go raid table story.
All right, so I'll take us to the end screen, and we'll say goodbye to the chat.
Cheerio,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.